imposing their ideology onto me.
Okay, so like for example, the A, how are they imposing upon you?
I don't know what they all are.
Well,
So
then
like
how
I'd
are
say trans
okay,
trans people, let's say. Like
okay, so
I
just
don't
trans people.
I don't agree
How
with
are
that.
okay? Well, it's not an ideology, but how are they imposing their beliefs upon you?
Because they kind of demand that I refer to them by their, choice of pronouns.
No, you can do whatever you want. There's no laws. You can do anything you want.
Well, that in Canada there are laws that kind of
Okay,
don't
but
allow you to misgender someone.
okay, but listen. I'm in the United States. I'm only talking about the United States, but
Sure,
you
sure, but
you
I'm
don't
saying like
you don't have to though.
right, okay. So you ask me why do I hate the community? Because
Yes.
within, you know, that community there's like a societal norm to expect everyone to refer to them by the correct pronouns.
But this is not unique, man. We refer to people how they want to be referred to all the time. For example, do you know who Jamie Foxx is?
Yeah,
Okay, that's not his real name, right?
I do.
Okay, but you refer to him as Jamie Foxx. Why do you do that?
Yeah, because
That's not
that's
his real name.
how he's.
It's not his real name.
Yeah, but it's like a nickname of his.
Great. So why don't you refer to people how they want to be referred to?
Because nicknames are very, they don't affect any circumstance. They're just a
Neither
way of
does
people
this.
referring to each other. Yes, it
Neither does
does.
this. It
Yes, it
doesn't
does,
affect that.
because
It
we're
bothers
kind
you.
of
That's how it
buying
affects
into
you.
the no, we're buying into disillusion. There's literally a
Well,
mental
th-
condition
tell
like
me this.
schizophrenia.
It is not. Tell me the symmetry breaker between referring to Jamie Foxx as Jamie Foxx, even though that's not his name, and calling someone she her if you don't believe they're a she her. Tell me the symmetry breaker between the two.
I can break it down very very simply for you.
Great.
When I'm referring to Jamie Foxx by Jamie Foxx, I actually I can't remember his real name. There's no one. I'm not buying into the fact that that's actually his real name is a fact. I'm not being disillusioned. It's very public. It's public information that Jamie Foxx is just his stage name. When I'm expected to refer to someone by their pronouns,
Hmm.
what I'm really being expected to is to buy within the ideology that you're actually a female.
Well, they're not saying that they're a female. Guys, keep tapping and sharing. We can get to Nuggets at 10,000 likes. This is the
They're
problem.
saying that
You guys
they're
don't.
a girl,
No, but that is not. That is very different than a female. Okay, and this is
so I
always
reject
this.
that.
Oh, oh, you can. So, are you telling me that gender and sex are exactly the same thing?
I am.
Okay. All right. So, are you telling me that male can always be used with man and vice versa, and female can always be used with woman and vice versa?
Yeah.
Every single time, in every single situation.
I mean, based off the top of my head, yes. Like
Okay. All
maybe,
right. So if I have a male dog, you're going to call it a man?
no, man is
Correct.
would be human.
Correct. So there is a difference between gender and sex.
I'm failed to see that kind of line of thinking because
You just told.
I am suggesting that there's two elements of being called a man. There's one that you're human, and there's another that you're a male.
But those are two different things. For
But the
example,
male is inherent. The male is inherent as much as human is inherent.
okay, but if male and man could always be used interchangeably, then you would be referring to a dog, a male dog, as a man, and you already said that you don't.
Okay, so I concede that there's two elements to being called a man. I didn't understand really where you were going, but yeah, one of them is human and one of them is male. So there's two elements to it, and
Okay,
maybe there's
so,
an adult element to it as well, which a
okay,
man could be an adult male.
per,
So there's
perfect.
but
So they're not
male
one
is
and the same.
inherent.
But they're not one
No,
and
but
the same, and you're
ma,
already acknowledging that they're not one and the same. There is a big overlap. Nobody disagrees. There's an overlap, of course. There's a strong overlap, but they are not one and the same.
so the male element of man, which is one of its characteristics and defining characteristic, is the same. So it's the same as kind of trying to suggest that because man has the human element to it. Sorry, man has the male element, like you're saying. So you're trying to say that I can refer to a dog. I can't refer to a dog as a man.
You
Therefore,
wouldn't,
man and male
right?
aren't the same.
Well,
Right, which I agree. I
therefore
concede
they're
that
not okay.
because
Therefore, they
but
can't be used interchangeably every time.
the male element of man is exactly the same as the male element of a dog.
Well, no, because not
If
all
you
males
understand
are
what I'm saying.
men. Not all males are men. A 5-year-old male is not a man. So again, they are not
Fair
one
enough.
and the same. So not
Yeah,
again,
I
they're
agree.
not
So
one and
there's
the
an
same. So
adult
there's a
element to it.
difference. There's a little bit of a difference between the two. So having said that, if we are talking about a man, what makes a man that would exclude trans men from being in that category?
So, like I said, the three characteristics of man, one being human, one being adult, and one being male,
Mm.
the male element would exclude transgender people.
Okay, so okay, but again, you have already acknowledged that not all males are men.
Yeah, true. I did.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Great. Great. So that wouldn't exclude them then. So what excludes
it
trans
would.
men from being? But you listen. Not you're just contradicting yourself then.
I'm trying to understand why, because, like I said, the word implies three specific characteristics, and you need to fit with those three specific characteristics, and trans people don't. Is what I'm saying. Now, that you're right that
Okay.
male
So
is man is broader than male, right? But
okay.
male is still inherent within man. Is my
Okay.
point.
So if you have to be a male to be a man, what makes a male a male? What are the characteristics of a male?
The chromosomes,
What chromosomes are there?
XX.
Are you sure?
Maybe I got them mixed up. It could be. It's either XX or XY.
Well, which one is it?
Do you want me to Google it, or do you want to just tell me?
Well, if you're going to tell me that there's a certain characteristics of a male, I would expect you to know what those chromosomes are.
Fair enough. I should. I just. It's literally just evading my mind. But I'll research it and get back to you in 20 seconds.
It's XY. Okay. So you're
Oh,
telling me
XYs.
okay. So you
So
have
I
to have
was right.
XY. No, you said XX.
Oh, I did. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so you're telling me that is something that you have to be a man or a male, right?
Hmm.
Okay. What about individuals that have Klinefelter syndrome? Do you know what that is?
Uh, is that like kind of people that don't display either of those chromosomes?
Yeah. So they have different chromosomes. They don't have the typical XY chromosomes that males would have. However, though, they do have everything else that you typically would associate with a male.
So I would say that like people the kind of rarity within a situation where people do display different chromosomes don't
Hmm.
dictate the overall species. So
Yes, but
like
then
you
you
know the
can't say.
famous
But then
example of
I
like
get
humans have
what you're
two
saying.
arms.
I get what you're saying, but yes, exactly. So you can't say the requirement to be a human is having two arms, just as you can't say the requirement to be a male is having XY chromosomes.
No, no, but when we're looking at the definition of a human, right, we look at characteristics within what makes up a human. So there's various different things that make up a human, right? And one of those is that humans have two arms. I think that's accurate. Now
But
you can find and avoid this.
that's not a necessary trait to being a human, though. And guys, 10,000 likes we can get to new guests. That's not a
Yeah,
necessary trait.
I would say that those guys don't fit into male or female. I don't know, like
But
I
okay, but you told me to be a
like
man, you have to be a male. So if
yeah,
individuals have
I don't think
if
those are men. I don't think those are men. I think people with those
what would
chromosomes
they
aren't
be?
men
So,
or
but hold
females.
on. But these individuals, right? If they're older, they may have a beard. They may have they may be tall. They maybe have big muscles. They have everything else. They would have a penis. They have everything else that you would associate with being a man. But you're telling me they're not because they have different chromosomes.
Yeah,
But if you
yeah,
went up to them in
I
the
would.
grocery store, if you saw that person in the grocery store, you would refer to them as a man. You don't know what their chromosomes are.
I mean, I go with kind of the majority of people and within our species, and I don't go with kind of the people that exclude that, like the
No,
basic premise.
I,
So,
I
like, yeah,
understand
you
that.
would be right. You would be right
Okay,
that
okay.
a person who's intersex, which they do exist, doesn't fit within either characterization. But that doesn't mean that someone who was born with XX or XY chromosomes, right, isn't female and male. Like there could be people that don't fit within this definition. The same way that a dog doesn't fit within the definition of being man. These people also don't.
I
Now I'm
understand
not
that. I
referring.
understand.
I'm not
I
referring them as
understand. Hold on, slow
dogs.
down, slow down. So I understand that. But then I can't say the requirement to being a man is a male if not all males, or if you're telling me the requirement to being a male is having those chromosomes, but there are other ones that don't have those.
No, they're not males. I'm saying that they are not male. Intersex people are not male.
Okay. But again, if you saw this person in a grocery store or in public, you would likely refer to them as a man.
I
You
mean,
don't know their chromosomes. You don't know.
if you dress up,
You don't know any.
if you
You don't know
dress up a
anybody's
monkey well
chromosomes.
enough, I might see him as a man as well, right? I don't know. Like, if
Okay.
you
Okay.
transgender people look very convincing some of the time, but I don't believe they're men. Like, yeah, you're
But
right.
you don't
I
know their
might refer to them
chromosomes.
as a man.
When you go up to people in public, when you see somebody in public, you have no idea what their chromosomes are. You base it off of their physical features and how they appear. That's how you do it,
Fair enough, and I
right?
agree that if I saw a transgender person, I may refer to them as female, right? Because
Okay.
they seem to me right now to be female, and therefore I would judge it based on the evidence presented right
Okay.
now. But once they tell me they're transgender, I'd say no, you're not a female, you're a male. So the same
Okay.
thing with people who are intersex. I'd say you look like a male right now to me, but yeah, you are intersex, so you don't fit with either characterization.
Okay, so with that, Serena, thank you for the $2 on Venmo. Says, could you ask the guest if he's had testing done to determine his chromosomes? If not, how do you know he's a man? Have you gotten your chromosomes checked? Have you been karyotyped?
No.
Okay, so how do we know you're a man?
Like I'm saying, because this, the vast likelihood and the statistics to take that I am a man. Like,
But
I don't have any evidence presented right now to. I'm sure there's also like other ramifications, health ramifications to being intersex and stuff. Like a lot of them do display both, type of features and different features. And I don't have any of that, so I don't feel the need to. Like the same way, I don't think I have cancer right now, and I don't get myself checked for that.
Okay. But again, if you don't know your own chromosomes and you're telling me to be a male, you have to have these chromosomes. You can't actually officially refer yourself as a male. I mean, you can guess. You can guess.
Bet my life. I would bet my life that I have XY chromosomes. I would genuinely put I would be happy for someone to unalive me if I didn't have it. Like that's how certain I am. And
Great.
For me, I'm as much certain about that as anything else in life. And there could always be a doubt about something. There could be a doubt that I'm gonna be unalive tomorrow.
But you don't know for sure. 100%. You don't know for 100% fact. Therefore, you cannot refer to your own self as a male by your own definition.
I mean, we don't know anything for 100% fact. We don't know
that's not disproving. That's not disproving what I'm saying, though. All I'm trying to say is, based on your definition of a male, you don't know for a fact that you are one. You just don't.
Okay, my
again, you can guess.
Male,
you can guess. You can guess, and you may be right, but that doesn't mean you're factually 100% correct until you get karyotypes.
I mean, for that price, I might secretly have Ebola right now. Like maybe I have Ebola currently. I would pretty much think I do not. But
you might have
Ebola, the virus. Ebola, the virus, right?
All right.
Like,
but that's not what we're talking about.
You're telling
though.
me that yes, but I'm saying the way I dictate my life and the way I live my life leads me to work with the statistics at hand, the likelihood at hand. I can never know anything 100%. I don't know whether the King of England exists 100%. I've never seen him.
I'm not saying that you know things for 100%. That's not what we're talking about here.
It is, because you're kind of saying, well, how do I know that my chromosomes are XY? Because they are.
Yes.
Like,
but
the same way I know the king.
But DMC, stop, just slow down, stop. You cannot say for a fact that you're a male. You just can't. All right, we hit 10,000 likes anyways. We'll get to the next guest, guys. We are looking for opposition, okay? It was based on his own definition that he couldn't necessarily say that. Hey, Mike, how are you? What's up, Mike? Mike, how you doing?
Hey.
Mike, hey.
Good. Can you hear me?
I could. How old are you?
Can you hear me?
I just need to know your age. How old are you?
52, unfortunately.
52. All right, it's all good, man. And do you? What are your views on the LGBT plus community?
I think everybody has the right to be who they want to be, right?
Okay, but
no, it's no buts. It's just sometimes confusing. It's
like what?
For instance, yesterday I was just going through Instagram and I really don't care, but it's kind of humorous in a way that there is a transgender kid or young adult that transitioned into he was a boy, transitioned to a girl. Then he was explaining that when he was a boy, he didn't like girls, but when he became a girl, he liked girls, which was really confusing and
Okay.
kind of funny in the same way.
What's
So
the?
I mean,
What,
like
hold on,
honestly,
but let's refer. But if this person refers to himself as a she or a woman, whatever age you are, then it would be a she. Okay. But what? So what is it you're trying to say? What's the confusion?
well, no, it was just it was just kind of funny that like it was just like it's pondering, you know, it's more pondering. Like
What's the part
if you
that
want
you're
to be happy,
pondering?
I think huh?
What's the part? And guys, we can get to new guests at 25,000 likes. What are you pondering?
Like I'm not pondering, but I could see why other, like I said in the beginning, I think everybody deserves to be happy. And like I think it's just kind of like satire in a way, because that person changed into something that they didn't know exactly until they changed, which was kind of like wishy-washy in a way. If you if you understand what I'm saying, like so hold on one second.
Guys, keep tapping, keep tapping. Guys, make sure you send your heart me if you can, please.
They just were so confused, and that's what I think sometimes a lot to do with it is that I have one of my that they're confused into who they really are, no matter who they are, if that makes sense. Like they're still trying to find themselves.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I know, I'm 52, so when I was a young adult, I didn't know shit like compared to what I know today.
Sure.
And I think, luckily, I did research. I have a good friend. His daughter transitioned, and luckily, if you do it like you should do it correctly, I think you should see. Like I think.
What do you mean
I'm pretty
correctly?
sure
What do you mean by correctly?
Well, they have to go. They have to go and see a shrink, psychologist, I should say. They
Yeah,
have
that's
to
part
make
of gender
sure
affirmative
they're-
care. Yeah, that's absolutely part of
Yeah,
gender
you have to
affirmative
make
care, for
sure they're. Yeah, and I just sometimes with anything in life, there's good doctors, there's bad doctors, there's good people, there's bad people.
Okay.
I just hope that, like I said, I don't know exactly the extent of how that goes,
I don't understand the confusion.
but I hope to God the doctors are.
Jess, you can go in just 1 second. So I don't understand. It sounds like you're probably a little bit confused on your end, but what I don't understand sort of like what you're trying to get at. Like, what's your overall point?
My point is, I just hope that these kids that do this to make themselves happy are in an environment that is conducive to their stable brain, like thinking and stuff like that. Because if they don't know one thing and then they do this transition and then they realize, oh, what I really was like this. So it's kind of like this procedure, the steps to get to that procedure. I hope the doctors are doing a correct job.
They are. The regret rate is actually incredibly low when it comes to transitioning. It's actually about 1%, believe it or not. Yeah, it's actually 1%, believe it or not. There's actually some studies that show it even lower, but on average, it's about 1%. And that's a hell of a lot lower than other procedures, like back surgery or knee surgery, for example. The regret rate is significantly higher with that. Hey, Jess, did you want to chime in on this?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that HRT can affect someone's sexuality. For instance, I was bi where I was like 80% into women and 20% into men, and now since I started HRT, I am like 98% into women and only a little bit into men. It's actually pretty normal. I have several trans friends who have had their sexual preferences shift a little bit on HRT. And someone asked how. I don't know how.
So it's a hormone, like that's what causes it. Because I mean, I love women. Like there's nothing wrong. Like
Okay.
I could not know. Like I couldn't, and I'm not programmed that way, right? So like I couldn't think
Hold
of
on though. Well, hold on.
switching like that.
I've never heard about hormones changing people's sexuality at all.
It like adjusts it. Only if you are already open to the idea of
It,
being with someone of a gender, if that
yeah.
makes
So
sense.
yeah, for example, guys in the gym who may use like testosterone or other steroids and
Yeah,
things like that.
yeah,
Sometimes their sexuality starts to. It doesn't change, but their sexuality increases and they become open to things that they wouldn't have otherwise been open to at that time. But their sexuality never changed though. But
right. Yeah, I'm
it
on
made
testosterone.
you more open to it.
Yeah, my wife. It drives my wife crazy how much because of testosterone I'm on. It's poor lady.
Testosterone can do that. Yeah. Anyways, guys,
I'm ready to go
25,000
all
likes,
the
new
time.
guest. All right, so what do you got, Mike?
Not to just keep the good fight up, man. Just
right.
It's good that you're having this conversation with people, and MAGA sucks. So
Sure. All right, Mike. We'll take care. I'm going to go ahead and bring you down. Okay. Hey, Jess, I appreciate you coming on up. Let me bring you back down to the comments, though. Okay.
Okay.
But thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. All right, let's get to the next one, guys. We are looking for opposition. Yeah, absolutely, guys. If you go on like the steroid subreddit, you'll see so many guys talking about how they start doing stuff with men after they go on certain ones of those things. It's actually, the stories are pretty funny. K-pop, how you doing? K-pop, how you doing? K-pop going once. K-pop going twice. Okay, goodbye. But no, it obviously does not change your sexuality. However, though, if your sex drive goes up, potentially you could be open to things that, again, you may not have been open to at that time, if that makes sense. Yeah, what public hypersexuality are you talking about? There's no child exploitation happening. But I'm going to invite you on up, okay? Guys, we're looking for ops. Anybody who voted for Trump, anybody who has an issue with the LGBT plus community, come on up, okay? All right, hey, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm great. I just need to know your age. How old are you?
Pardon me?
I just need to know your age, please.
Age I am?
Mm-hmm. How old are you?
I'm 34.
Okay, cool. And do you have an issue with the LGBT plus community? Okay, you have an issue with the LGBT plus community, or a problem, or like criticism?
I do to an extent. Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. What would that be?
I wouldn't say. Well, I would say for me personally, I'm not MAGA. I'm not American. So, and yeah, generally, I've been pretty supportive of the gay community up until the point where people started finding it appropriate to advocate against women's sex-based rights and protections. So I am going to take an issue with that. And I feel like there's been a lot of gaslighting about that situation within the community that has caused like this rift.
For sure. Let's talk about
it. You know?
Sure. Yeah, sure. So
which I think is really inappropriate and dehumanizing, actually.
Okay, let's have the conversation. So why do you have an issue? Because you say you're a woman, right? Why would you have an issue with a trans woman going into the women's restroom if you're in there?
They're males, first of all. So
but they're women's restroom. They're women's
restroom.
But hold on.
Do you understand how women's rights are based on our sex?
Originals, hold on. I just want to be able to have a back and forth conversation. Is this your first time being on a live stream, by the way? You sound a little nervous. I'm not trying to criticize you. You just sound a little nervous. Is this your first time being on the stream?
I've only been up a handful of times.
Okay, you don't need to be nervous. We're just having a conversation. Don't worry about the other people that are in here. Okay, but again, it is a woman's restroom, not a female's restroom. So why would that exclude trans women?
Yeah, do you understand how women's rights are based on our sex and our material reality in the world? And
how so?
Female oppression is based on our sex.
What? How so?
Do you know how?
Yeah, how so?
Okay, do you understand what gender is? Do you know what gender, where the term gender came from?
I'm aware of what gender is.
Do you
Correct.
know what bioessentialism is?
I'm aware of what these things
Yeah,
are. What
so
does this have?
gender
What is
is a
this?
social construct that
Psychosocial. Mm-hmm.
developed out of the violent oppression of women.
Women, not females.
Women have been oppressed because of our
Yes.
sex.
No.
Female women have been
not
oppressed because of our sex
Not
for
the
hundreds
sex.
of years.
Original, it's not the sex though, right? So again, as I talked to the other guests, I don't know if you were in the live, when you see somebody in public, right? You see somebody with long hair, they look feminine, all that type of stuff, you would refer to them typically as a woman, right? You would view them as a woman, right? Are you there? What happened? What's up, Erica? How are you?
I'm
Identities and thinking that's okay.
Oh,
And
I didn't hear you.
dehumanizing women and saying,
You cut out.
you're not
Original,
entitled to safe spaces.
Original,
you're not
original.
entitled to
Original,
your
slow down,
rights
Original,
because
slow down,
males
Original,
want to
slow
appropriate your
down.
identities.
Original, slow down. I didn't. You were trying to. I asked you a question before. You cut out. I didn't hear you. Okay. So again, when you see somebody in public and they have the features that you would typically associate with a woman, you would refer to them as a woman, right? Long hair, feminine look, soft skin,
Not
whatever.
necessarily. Lots of men can have long hair.
Okay, but when
my uncle's a drag queen.
Oh my god, I am not just
dresses up as a woman all the time. That doesn't make him a woman.
Oh my god, I am aware of that. Okay, but we are talking about women's rights here. We're not talking about females' rights.
Yeah, women and the term female have been synonymous up until the last 10 years. Like you are actually just dehumanizing women and being intentionally obtuse.
No, well, that's not true. That's not true.
Pretending like biological
original,
women
slow
don't
down.
exist.
Original,
we don't exist
slow
anymore.
down.
Okay.
Original. We have to have a back and forth. Just relax. Erica, go ahead.
If you want to do a TED talk, go do a TED talk. But this is a conversation. I disagree with you that it's dehumanizing women because trans women are also human.
Women keep saying it's dehumanizing. Women
let Erica speak.
This.
Original, let Erica speak.
I'm going to tell you to shut the fuck up in a moment, and I really don't want to. It is not dehumanizing. In my opinion, and bear in mind that your opinion is also just an opinion, it is not dehumanizing to be referred to as another group of humans who you don't feel fit into the same group of humans as you. If you were being, I don't know, if they let giraffes come into women's spaces and change in women's spaces, and they considered giraffes to be women, which we don't, because a female giraffe is a female giraffe, then you might have an argument. But you're talking about other humans, and it can never be dehumanizing to be referred to in a group with other humans. Like, if you think that, then you don't understand what the word dehumanizing means.
Okay, you could go ahead. I'm sure she's speaking right now. I'm sure she's just ranting and ranting. Original, please unmute yourself. All right, if one of the mods want to try to invite her to unmute. She is probably just going and going and going right now. All right, but we can get to a new guest at 40,000 likes, guys, okay? Go ahead, Original. Go ahead, Original.
I don't understand why this is a hard concept to understand when people are asking, they're asking women to accept the trans community, right? Which I don't personally care if males want to perform femininity and do their thing. That's not what I care about. But I do care about people policing the language women use to speak about our material reality in the world and try to change the nature of our sex-based rights and protections, which are our legal rights and protections. So asking women to change the nature of that is misogynistic.
Nobody's asking you to change anything. Now, if a trans woman goes into a women's restroom, tell us the harm. Tell us what harm is occurring.
because that they don't have a right to be in our restrooms.
That's not an answer. Tell
Do
me
you
the
understand
harm.
why?
Hold on,
Women-
original. Slow
women
down.
have sex-based rights.
Slow down. Original. What is the harm? You can't say that they don't have a right, because we could have said that people of color 100 years ago. Okay, that's not an answer. Tell us the harm.
It is the answer, because women
not.
have sex-based rights and protections based on our.
But why?
on our sex.
But why? Original.
Do you
So
don't think that
original?
females have sex?
Original.
Do you think that doesn't exist?
Oh my fucking god! Tell us the harm. A trans woman goes in a woman's restroom, or a trans man goes in a men's restroom. Tell us what harm is being done. That's it. That's all I'm asking.
It's an erosion of women's rights. That is the harm. Why don't?
How is it infringing upon their rights?
Understand?
How is it infringing upon their rights if a trans woman or a trans man uses their respective restrooms? How?
You're actually being intentionally obtuse. Like,
I am not. You're essentially
it's
saying
an erosion of women's rights when our rights are cemented in our sex. Because women are 80 to 90% of sexual assault victims are women.
Insane. You are driving me fucking insane. God.
This is a circular argument. Some people don't know what a circular argument is. This is a circular argument. The argument is that because women have sex-based rights, then going into then somehow, even though we can't demonstrate the harm, this is infringing upon their sex-based rights, which is circular. It's so weird. If you can't, by the way, 80 to 90% of people who experience SA, per capita, who's the most likely group to experience SA per capita?
Okay, go ahead and please unmute yourself. Guys, 40,000 likes, we can get to new guest. Please send in the heart me if you've been in TikTok. Original, please, go ahead. All right, while she's figuring that out, Serena, thank you for the $3 on Venmo. Hold on, Original. Says, as a woman, I think it's disgusting how this woman continues to speak on behalf of me and all other women. She can't speak for herself and herself only. She is harming women more than any other transgender person. I couldn't agree more. Thank you, Serena. Serena. All right, Original, please respond to what Erica said.
Actually, women can't give away our rights because they think that another demographic should be allowed into our spaces.
Can you please answer my
question? Original, answer her question. Original, hey, answer her question.
What's her question?
Please.
Why weren't you listening to my question when I asked it?
Because you were speaking over me.
I wasn't.
No, she wasn't at all. No, she wasn't.
In actual fact, what happens is what happened was you started talking over me, and so you were muted. So I don't know what you were saying, but you were muted that whole time, and you're so engaged in what you're saying rather than what everybody else is saying. That you
sorry.
are okay.
I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. Original, somebody disliked you so much they paid to kick you. I'm sorry, Erica. You can continue. I apologize.
No, she wasn't still talking, and I didn't cut her off. She cut me off, and so she was muted. Anyway, the most likely group of people to experience SA is trans people, and that's what happens when you send them into the bathroom that aligns with their sex rather than the bathroom that aligns with their gender.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Veronica, thank you for that 20, by the way. It just says to preserve your sanity. Thank you, because I was going insane. Veronica, thank you so much, Veronica. But yes, no, Erica's 100% correct. If you try to force trans women to go into the men's restroom, there is a 3 to 4 times higher rate of them being abused in those restrooms compared to if they go into the women's restroom. But you guys don't seem to care about that.
Can I add to that as well? Persecuting trans people from the bathroom that their gender aligns with as opposed to their sex also hurts cis people. We have seen so many examples of cis women being thrown out of women's bathrooms because someone suspects they might be trans.
Yep.
It hurts all women when this
100%.
happens.
Hey, 022, how are you?
Hi. I just
Hey.
want to say I'm not MAGA or Trump supporter or whatever. I just want to like spread something.
Okay.
So
I am
happy
just
Pride
looking.
Month, even though it's
I
even
am
though
just.
it's not Yoda. I love you
I'm
all.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just looking for opposition. I apologize. I am just looking for opposition.
Sorry, but I just want to say something. I just want to say.
I know. I
something.
gotta. Please, you have to respect the boundaries, guys. Please, I am only looking for opposition. Gosh, I hate having to kick friendlies, but you have to respect the boundaries, please. User, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
I'm 31.
Okay, cool. And do you have an issue with the LGBT plus community?
Yeah, I don't. I don't believe trans women should be obviously allowed to be in women's bathrooms. Is that it?
Why not?
Actually
why not?
agreed with original.
Okay. So why don't you think they should be in a women's restroom or a trans man being in a men's restroom?
For multiple reasons. Obviously, it does endanger the female sex of the bathroom that was identified for.
Okay. How so?
Because it sets a precedent that anyone can really, if they feel a certain way, can just change their gender into the opposite.
Well, they're not changing it. They're not. Sorry, what you're trying to get at, because we hear this argument all the time, you're trying to say that somebody, if they had bad intentions, can say, hey, I'm a trans woman and go into the women's restroom and harm a woman. Okay, let's roll with that. So you would prefer that people go into the restroom that aligns with their sex, right? Their born sex?
Yeah.
Instead?
Right.
Okay, great. So somebody can still take advantage of that. For example, somebody, hey, who looks like me, right? Who looks like a man. I can just say, hey, I am a trans man. I was actually born as a female, right? Somebody can do that if they had bad intentions and then go into the women's restroom. Do the exact same thing that you're talking about if we had it your way.
You mean to say like flipped?
Right. If it was flipped and you force people to go into the restroom that aligns with their born sex, somebody who looks like, let's say I had bad intentions, right? And I wanted to harm a woman. I could just say, hey, I'm actually a trans man. I was born as a female. My transition went really well. I have all the features of a man, but I was born a female. And then I just go into the women's restroom and do something inappropriate.
Yes.
If we had it your way. So what I'm trying to say is if somebody wanted to do something harmful to a man or a woman or whatever, they will do it regardless of the laws. A sign on the restroom is not going to stop somebody.
Yeah, but that's not actually what's happening in public right now.
What
right?
is
There has been cases of the opposite where a trans man, or I guess trans woman going into a female restroom and making
it's a woman's restroom. Women's restroom.
Yes. Women's restroom. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That has actually happened. Like if I just do a quick Google search, that has happened way more than
do a quick Google search then.
Yeah, show us. Okay. Guys, keep tapping and sharing. We can get to new guests at 50,000 likes. This is for people on TikTok, obviously. People on YouTube, obviously, you don't have the likes over there like that, but you can still like the live and subscribe over there. Make sure you all send and heart me as well if you're on TikTok. It's at the top left, okay? Thank you, Ann. Thank you.
I love that somebody in the comments said Trump said only male and female. Yeah, he did, but he attributed those incorrectly. So he said at the point of conception, your sex hasn't developed yet. Nobody knows what your sex will be.
Yes. And I'm sorry, just because a politician says something, that doesn't make it so, right? Like, that doesn't determine what reality is. For God's sakes, he said the 2020 election was rigged. Wasn't, right? So that's not reality just because he says something. All right, man, you got to come on back. If you're trying to speak off of the app, we cannot hear you. He does still say that, yes. And unfortunately, there's still a lot of people that believe that bullshit, which is fucking crazy. Hey, user, what's up? What do you got?
Can you still hear? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, not when you're off screen.
Okay, yeah. So, Loudoun County, Virginia, there's obviously a 15-year-old girl that, it's a pretty public case. 2021, this happened with a transgender woman. That's one case. That was just off a quick Google search.
Wait, what is that? Can you explain? I'm sorry. So what is it again? Explain what happened, please.
Okay, I can't. How do I? So if I go off screen, I can't read it, right?
Yeah. I just want a summary. Just tell me, give me a summary of what happened. That's it. That's all I'm asking.
Basically, a transgender woman sexually assaulted a 15-year-old girl by going to a women's bathroom, wearing a skirt, and then obviously, so I think maybe she was pretending to be transgender. I'm not claiming her to be part of the transgender community.
Okay. So hold on. If that person was pretending to be transgender, then that would be a cis person problem. That wouldn't be a transgender problem. And let's say even if that did happen and it was a trans person,
yes,
right?
But that's
hold on. Listen, if you go any group of people, there's going to be somebody that does shitty things, right? Like if you're trans, if you're black, you're white, there's going to be people that harm people, right? That doesn't, we cannot extrapolate that to the entire community. However, though, if you're a man and you go into the men's restroom, you can harm boys in there. You're not telling men to not go in there just because that can happen.
That also happens. Yeah, of course.
Right. But we don't see trans women committing these crimes at higher rates than we see other people. You would maybe have an argument if that were the case.
Course.
You would maybe have an argument, but they don't. It doesn't occur at higher rates at all.
Of course, if we're talking about straight people doing harmful things to straight people, or just going to bathrooms, or just PDF. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the word here, but
P3O.
Yeah. Obviously that occurs at a much higher rate. There's way more of those types of criminals in the world than there are of what we're describing right now. But in the last 10, 15 years, the uptick of the LGBT community has definitely had an increase of people that were not actually, they were not actually trans that are trans now. They
were always trans. But that's not proving your point at all. And yes, people are becoming more open about things. That doesn't mean that they weren't trans, right? Again, I notice examples used pretty often for people in the chat. But hold on. For example, right? Like being left-handed was very frowned upon 100 plus years ago, or even less, right? And at some point, it became more accepting to be left-handed. So the rise of people who were open about being left-handed increased. That doesn't mean that there were more left-handed people. It just means that it was more accepting. They were willing to come out. So same with this. It's not that there's more trans people or gay people. They were just more accepting to come on out.
Right.
And you're now seeing what it would have been anyways.
Right, but that doesn't align with the whole trans regret. I mean, people who actually not just transgender, but go along with the whole sexual change and go through surgery, they experience trans regret on
1%. Yeah, it's a 1% regret rate. If you look at all the research, it's a 1% regret rate out of all the trans people that go through gender affirming care. They get hormones or surgery. It's about 1%.
It's 1% out of 100%. That's how percentages work.
I don't think it's 1% out of all.
It is. I can show you that.
I can show
you that. You're welcome to prove us otherwise. I promise you it is 1%. When I was learning about this topic years ago, I was surprised to see that. I thought similar to you. I had certain, I guess we can say, just transphobic views. I was certainly transphobic, and when I was learning about it at the time, I was surprised to hear that. But it is true. In fact, there's actually some studies showing even a lower regret rate.
Can you tell me the study's name or the research center?
Just so that everybody knows, the regret rate for knee surgery is 5 times higher than the regret rate for gender affirming care.
Hey guys, 50,000 likes, we can get to a new guest. Okay.
And you know why? And I bet the guest doesn't know why the regret rate is so low either.
Yeah. So I have a meta-analysis. I have a meta-analysis. I don't know if you know what a meta-analysis is, but it's essentially a study of studies. So it takes a lot of studies and kind of puts them together. So it holds a lot of weight. It's called Regret After Gender Affirming Surgery, a Systematic Review and a Meta-Analysis of Prevalence. And it shows it's about 1%.
Okay. So, I just did a quick search. Mm-hmm. The study took about 8,000 patients. It just took a subset of 8,000 patients and realized that 1% of those 8,000 patients had regret. And also, since this whole
Great.
gender affirming care is only a surgery or care that's really been in, mainstream medical associations, this has only been like 10 to 15 years. So how do they know that Rett is
I have
happening?
I have a question. How many people do you think need to engage in a survey for it to be able to be extrapolated to the entire population of the United States?
No,
What do you,
I'm not
no, you
proposing
said
that
it's
8,000.
only, no, you saying it's only 8,000 people shows that
Yes.
you have no idea how a survey can be extrapolated to an entire population of people.
No, I'm saying it's too early to understand the actual rate of people that are regretting this, because this is only a surgery that we have had for the last 10 to 15 years.
No,
That's
false.
incorrect. But even if that were true, that's long enough to see if somebody regrets it. I'm sorry.
No,
If it's
it's
after
not.
50,
How can it be?
I'm sorry. If
This is a lifetime change.
I'm sorry if you've gotten surgery or hormones and 15 years later you're still good with it. I think we can safely assume that you're fine at that point.
Says who?
If you're being genuine, 15 years, do you think somebody after just 15 years is also going to be like, fuck, I don't regret,
No,
I regret
I'm not
this now?
saying,
Really?
I'm not saying, how do you know someone was tested? That first person that did it was, that's not what I'm saying the surgery existed only 10 to 15 years ago, really.
That is not true.
mainstream-
That's
mainstream
not
surgery.
true. That is not true.
You don't know shit about shit. The first transgender surgeries were performed in the 1920s and 30s. In fact,
No, I'm saying
transgender
pop culture.
surgeries. You said the surgery had only been performed for the last
Yes,
10 or 20
I said
years.
mainstream
No,
culture.
be quiet. Be quiet. It has been performed since the 1920s and 30s, and we would have less data on heart transplants, which are a hell of a lot more recent than transgender surgeries. What the hell are you talking about?
All right, we're almost at 50,000. Hey, Tino, thank you for the 5 on Venmo. Tino in the comments. That's
You said we
T-I-N-O.
have.
Hold on. It says, MAGA think of gay men more than gay men think about gay men. I guess Tony cares about trans people because he was told to care about them. He's such a weak sheep. Tino, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Tina, user, go ahead. User, go ahead.
Sorry. Okay, you said we know less about heart transplants than we know about gender affirming care.
No,
Nah, we had 50,000. Goodbye.
you weren't listening.
Goodbye. 50,000.
Why do they never listen?
They don't want to listen. That's it. They just don't want to. They're stuck in their ways. They're not willing to change their mind.
By the way, anyone that was in here the other day where that guy claimed I said something that I can't remember what it was, I sent the video of me not saying that thing to Doug.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember that. Guys, we're looking for opposition. Anybody that voted for Trump, hit the request button. There's a bunch of people in the request box. However, though, if you do agree with Eric and I, I'm going to ask that you do please drop. I would appreciate that.
No, Eli, that's not what I said. What I said was have more time regarding transgender surgeries than we've had for heart transplants, is what I said.
All right. I think everybody in the request box is a friendly at this point, it seems. Again, I'm going to ask that you please drop. Tammy, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Loading. We're looking for anybody that has an issue with the LGBT plus community. Jay, you're still loading. Aaron requests every single time. You know Aaron, right? Aaron, what is it? Kits?
Yeah, he tried to.
He's always in my life.
Again.
He
tried to
follow
me again yesterday. Like, what? For somebody who says they're such a leftist, he has no fucking clue what consent is.
I know. I know. That's why he's just an awful fucking person. He really is.
Why don't you block him?
I don't know. I don't know. That's actually a good question. I kind of like the entertainment of him constantly. What? I don't know. I should probably look into that.
I find him as annoying as fuck. Oh, I tell you what, Alex, go cry somewhere else. If you don't like listening to me, you can go to a million different live streams on TikTok, and you can go listen to those people. Feel free.
All right, guys, we are looking for anybody that has an issue with the LGBT plus community, whether you did or did not vote for Trump. Okay, if you're on the tube, you can call on in. Gigi is posting the phone number there. If you're on tube, you can hit the request button. Thanks, Patrick.
In fact, Alex, if you come up, Doug will conduct a quiz regarding American politics, and we'll see who wins, you or me.
I have a feeling you will win, Erica. Just a feeling. If you have been enjoying the live up until this point, please hit the red follow button in the top left of TikTok. Of course, give Erica a follow. Show her a little bit of support. I think she should be well over 1,000 coins, personally, but that's just my opinion. I have a biased opinion. Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Thank you as well, Michael. I'm feeling that humidity again. Where the fuck is it coming from?
Original Sin, the main reason that we don't want to talk to you again is because you are unable to shut the fuck up.
Jesse, we let people know. The reason why we sometimes cut people off is because they will keep talking. We cannot get a word in, so they'll get muted. I don't mute people personally if we're having a good civil back and forth conversation. I really don't mute them at all. But if I have to use it, I have to use it. How's your day going, Erica?
Well, it's very warm. Don't ask me how warm. I don't know. I'm not looking. It's depressing. I did parent consultations after school, which was, nobody needs that on a hot day in a hot room that smells of teenagers. Alex, why are you elling to me and to Trump? You know I don't like Trump, right?
Oh, Tino, thank you for gifting her.
Thank you, Tino.
It is horrifically warm. I agree. But I am going to the Pacific Northwest tomorrow, and it is going to be pretty cool over there. So I'm looking forward to it, personally. Be a nice change of weather from here in Florida.
The person that said it's not that hot, it is that hot when there is nowhere to escape the heat. It is entirely that hot.
Yeah, Texas. I'm sure Texas is hot as well. Yeah, Seattle. What I'm looking at, I'm looking at the weather. It seems like it's going to be relatively cool over there. When I'm there, so it'll be nice. You don't have to be MAGA to agree with the trans ideology. I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree. But this is directed more so at them. But however, as I always say, if you have an issue with the LGBT plus community, whether you did or did not vote for Trump, you can come on up, because yes, there are other people that still do. I agree. She is a teacher, Duke. She never said otherwise.
I am a teacher. That's why I was doing parent consultations.
Oh, MAGA must be deported to Russia. One could hope. Yeah, Raka, you could come on up. I don't know where you guys got this talking point from that it just ends at LGB and the teacher would be a part of it. Like I don't get that talking point.
Do you know what's hilarious, Doug?
What?
Alex in the comments, who was like, "You shouldn't be talking about American politics," has just said, "We are all entitled to our views, whether you care or not." Because I said I didn't care what they had to say. Apparently, we're not all entitled. Alex, can you make your mind up, Alex? Are we all entitled to our views or not?
Hi,
Should
King.
be simple.
Long time no talk. How are you? King, I know you're there. Don't pretend that you didn't purposely request. King!
Yo, hey, what's going on?
What happened? All right.
My bad, man. I was just hacky sacking. Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. I kind of wanted to talk about the topic.
Cool. All right. So,
Is
what are
that
your thoughts?
okay? Can I talk
It,
about the topic, or are you going to
it's
be?
you're okay. What are your thoughts on the LGBT plus community?
Yeah, I kind of hate it because um, I mean, we had Pride Month last month,
Mhm.
and now this month, for some odd reason, I saw something that said Disability Pride Month is July. I mean, it's like you guys are, I don't know, edging yourself in so many different areas of life that
What
it's just you
does
guys are just becoming annoying at this point.
what does disabilities have to do with LGBT plus?
Well, no, it's Disability plus Pride Month.
No, pride. But you're associating pride with LGBT plus. Pride is not inherent with
I mean,
LGBT
well,
plus.
Can I
Those are
explain
two
to
different
you?
things.
Can I explain to you what Disability Pride Month is, Kingy?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, it's the disabled community celebrating the achievements of members of the disabled community. It's pride that for disabled people. It's nothing to do with the LGBTQIA.
Okay, well then why is their logo like have the LGBT kind of colors on their logo?
Show it to us.
Well, I mean, I have it up right here.
Where?
Hold on, man. Let me look at that thing.
Yeah. What about that?
I mean, it just it's like that. You guys are the Pride people are just kind of going like I saw the other day an MLB baseball team. One night had to have a Pride Month and they had to wear Pride jerseys. Are you kidding me?
Okay, so it takes 2 seconds to look up what those colors mean as far as disability pride. Red is physical disabilities, gold is cognitive and intellectual ones, green is sensory, blue is psychiatric, and white is invisible and undiagnosed disabilities. So those colors have nothing to do with the LGBT plus community. I just looked up, it took 2 seconds.
Well, no. It doesn't have to. Each color of the flag means a different thing. Yeah, we get it. But the I don't know. It's just that you guys had this rainbow flag,
And why
and
does that
now
bother you? Why does that bother you
again,
so much?
because now every freaking thing out there, every company that doesn't want to get ousted by the people in the community of Pride have to, by nature, that month celebrate Pride. Hey, here's our new logo with the Pride. It's like, and a lot of these people, the CEOs, do not agree with the movement. Okay, and and then you guys just see that hey, they're prideful. It's just like it's starting to get annoying of how
But
much it has
why?
influenced.
But all you're doing is telling us your feelings of why it bothers you. But tell us what's
Well,
the problem with this.
it's like I don't want to be reminded of the fact 24/7 that I have to pay special care of some individuals because they are part of this community.
King, you are the one who purposely puts yourself in these spaces.
How
You
do
see
I
this often because you're
purposely?
constantly going into different people's lives, seeing these things. If you
Oh,
weren't on TikTok
no.
all the time, you wouldn't be seeing these things.
No, I'm not saying on TikTok. I'm talking about real life. This is happening in real life. I just told you about a sports team that's doing it, about businesses that are doing it.
Okay. That's not all the time. Okay. When I go about my day to day life, I am sorry, I hardly see things about this. Unless you're specifically looking out for it, which it sounds like you are, you're not really going to see these things. And even if you did, who gives a fuck?
No, I think that actually if we had any ounce of awareness and presentness, that you will be seeing a lot of these things. But you still got your sunglasses on, my friend. You're still
You're not telling us why it's harmful. You're just telling us why it hurts your feelings.
okay. So now that's a question. Now you're asking me how it's harmful.
It is a question. Yes.
Okay. So the first question was why do I dislike the community? That was one of the reasons why it's just getting into the day and day of a person's life where it starts to become just like, oh my God. Okay.
How often do you think members of the LGBTQIA plus community have straight cis people thrust down their throats, like out of interest? Like, because I would say that it's far more likely that a member of the LGBTQIA plus community goes out and sees only stuff to do with straight people. I know that every book kids read in school features straight people, their religion thrust down their throat the whole time, telling them that they're wrong or that they're unnatural or immoral in some way. Why should we care about your feelings more than we care about anybody else's?
Well, it's a different going down the throat. I mean, the straight things that you see out there isn't, you know, it's not in the way that LGBT community puts it out.
How so?
Well, LGBT community is, it's more of a, sexual, a little bit more sexual.
How is it more sexual? I don't
I mean,
know
you
if you've
see,
ever
you see,
watched.
well, you
I
see
don't know
that.
if you've ever watched the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, wearing their little teeny tiny
I mean,
shorts and little
they're
tops.
dancing. They're dancing like that.
Is
They're
that
cheerleader. No, that's not
okay?
sexual. That's not sexual.
How is it not sexual?
Okay, it's not sexual. I mean,
How? Explain.
because they are out there dancing, and that's their dancing attire. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Why are they not wearing more clothes?
Why are they not wearing more clothes? I mean,
I'm making you understand that for the purposes of making a
Well,
point.
why-
I'm currently making an RC
right,
argument.
I get it. So why are they wearing
Did you
clothes?
notice that, Doug? I'm making an RC argument in
Yeah,
order.
because why
He's
do you
probably
see it?
watching right now. He's probably watching
He probably
right now.
is watching. I'm. Yeah, no, you're right. Hooters not sexual either, not at all.
Hey guys,
Hooters
65,000
is,
likes. We can get the new guys. 65,000 likes. We're looking for
I'm-
opposition.
You can walk around with your Hooters out like that, but with the LGBT community, with their Pride months, they're walking around with straight up. It's not about their clothes that they wear, but it's the lifestyle that they live. It's like, oh my God, I gotta take this new honey pack to do this, and I'm gonna do all this
What?
with.
What
Yeah,
are you even talking about?
the community is more sexual, and the R-rated ways.
You understand, Kingy, that never in your life, ever, will you be asked to explain to somebody who you wish to have sex with, ever. But if you are a gay person or a lesbian, you are effectively telling people who it is that you want to have sex with. And that is why I believe so many parents have an issue with their kids coming out to them, is because they never have to have this conversation with these kids. Their kid probably isn't coming home to them saying, you know, see that guy or see that woman over there, they turn me on so much. But a gay kid or a lesbian kid, this statement that they're having to make to their parents is inherently, I want to have sex with a person like this. And straight people never have to do that. Ever.
Hey man, what's going on here? You're just fucking hacky sacking?
Yeah, I mean, I'm listening. He went on a rant for about 5 minutes about nothing.
It wasn't 5 minutes. This is the problem, dude. You don't listen. I don't think you have the capability to listen. This is the problem.
I don't think you have the capability of being aware, my friend. Like you said,
Cool.
you walk
Good
down
one.
the street, you
Good one.
can't see anything. You're blind to the fact you're antisocial. We get it. Okay, that's why you're spewing out this freaking BS day in and day out about Donald Trump, about this, about that.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. You are probably one of the lowest IQ people I speak to on
Okay,
here,
hey,
and I
man.
truly mean that. Like, you grasp like almost no fucking concepts. The chat fucking hates you. You're just fucking stupid. Like, I'm sorry, you just are. I don't know how else to say it.
Sounds like I hit a nerve because it's.
Well,
it makes,
I would posit, Kingy, that because you dislike the community, you are finely attuned to any time the community is referred to. I walk down the street and I might see a pride flag and I don't even register it because it doesn't offend me. But guess what? I would register.
It doesn't offend me either.
Well, apparently it does.
It doesn't offend me. I just find it annoying that it's infiltrating every single aspect of life.
How is it
when
annoying?
It should be like, okay, you guys, we get it. Everyone knows that you guys exist, but you don't have to put it in everything that we do.
Explain how it's annoying.
I just told you the reason. Every place that I have to look up to, they either have to show, that hey, we support the LGBT community. It's like we
Oh,
don't
no.
we understand you
Wait,
guys
that's
exist.
not good. That's
Okay?
not good. They
And don't
support
you
them?
want to be like, why do you always have to put your butt out to every single thing out there? It's just like, do
Well,
your life, but you don't have to make it
what
a
a
public
phrase to
thing
use.
day in and day out.
What a
Guys, we're
phrase
almost
to
at six.
use.
I know. We're almost at 65,000 likes, guys. We're looking for opposition.
Get
I
the
just think,
65,000.
Doug, I don't notice, for example, I don't notice for the most part if someone has like a political slogan or something, unless it really annoys me, unless I disagree with it hugely. I don't
Yep.
even notice. It's just part of the background.
It's
And
part of
the
the background.
fact
That's another
is,
problem.
shut the fuck up. You.
We're almost at 65,000. Goodbye, dude.
What the hell?
I don't know.
I think he's jealous as well, Jenna.
I rarely bring him up for that very reason. Hey, guess how you doing? Tabor?
Hi. Yes.
Hi.
Well,
I just need to know your age. I just need to know your age. I just need to know your age. How old are you?
42.
Okay, and I'm only looking
42.
for opposition. Okay, I'm only looking for opposition. People who disagree.
No, I understand. I had a problem with King E, but no. I have
You and
no
everybody else.
opposition.
I get it. Okay.
I can drop.
No worries. You're good. I appreciate it. Take care, okay? Hey, guys, if you're in the request box, I am only looking for people that do want to debate, people that have, like, an opposition, okay? So, I understand friendlies want to come up, but let's just keep it to ops. Oh, it's you, or... Where's that? What are you doing there, Erica?
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise you could hear me. I thought I'd muted
You're okay.
myself.
You're okay. No worries.
Because I had parent consultations, I decided to order myself some takeout. So that was the paper bag that it came in.
Takeout from where? Tell us what it is.
Well, it's Italian. It's pasta.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It is red pesto, mascarpone, harissa chicken. Yeah.
Yeah, ooh, that sounds good. Hey, Boomer, how you doing?
Good. How
Hey,
you?
I'm great. You have some background noise. Do you mind lowering it or stepping
Oh
away
yeah, I
from
have
it,
the
please?
TV on. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
Do you recognize Tyler Robinson here in the courtroom today?
Yeah, I was watching Charlie Kirk trials on right now.
Okay. I just need to know your age, please, for TikTok terms of service. How old are you?
I'm 75. I'm a
All
boomer.
right, sounds okay. I figured based on the name. So do you have an issue with the LGBT plus community?
I'm a lesbian.
Okay.
And I don't have a problem with. I just don't follow it. Really, it doesn't affect my life in any way.
Okay. Is there a reason why you requested? What do you want to talk about?
Wanted somebody that's a MAGA. I'm a MAGA.
Oh, interesting. As a lesbian, why did you vote against your community? Why did you vote to harm them?
How are they being harmed?
Yeah, so did you just vote for him in 2024, or did you vote for him previously? I'm curious.
I voted for him, what was it, 2015?
2016.
Or 2016, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay. So there has been a rise of anti-LGBT plus legislation year after year after year after year coming from Republicans. Now, if you look at all the legislation that's being put forward through Congress, you can see year after year we have seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of anti-LGBT plus bills that was not occurring previously, of which many are directed towards trans people, but they are also directed towards other people of the community. So you're effectively harming them by voting for a Republican.
Well, maybe I don't know all the issues on, what is being blocked.
Yeah. So what state do you live? Yeah. So what state do you live in?
I'm in Florida.
Okay. Oh, perfect then. I'm in
I'm
Florida as
in a
well.
red state.
Okay, so in Florida, there was a bill, SB 1580. Somebody's going to correct me in the comments. SB 1580 that allows healthcare providers to deny healthcare to somebody based on their religious or moral values, of which can be directed towards the LGBT plus community, of which has already happened, by the way. Again, it's SB 1580. It's in Florida.
Well, personally, I think if you're 18 years old or older, you can pretty much do what you want with your body.
Sure, but that's not a response to what I just said.
They're
trying to protect,
No,
kids.
no, I just want to point out it's not about gender affirming care. It's about they can, say you're going for chemotherapy and you happen to walk in there with your wife or your partner, the doctor can see that you're a lesbian and refuse to give you care. It's nothing to do with gender affirming care.
Why would they do that? Because I'm a lesbian?
Because
That's never happened before.
No, I understand that it's never happened to you, but this law allows doctors to refuse you medical care based on their own morality. So if they are a Christian who believes that it is immoral to be a lesbian, they can refuse you care. That's what the law says. If it's against their, but if you're if who you are is against their beliefs, they can't.
By law, they can't. They can't refuse.
Unfortunately,
they
that's
got the
not
HIPAA
true.
law. No.
Boomer. I wish you were right. I wish you were, but this is not true because it's already happened.
You're making shit up because that never happens.
Boomer. I wish I was making it up. This has already happened.
How many
isn't
cases
theoretical.
are there?
Boomer, this is not theoretical.
It's not like it's a million cases or anything. It's probably
Boomer. Now, okay,
if anything.
You're making excuses. The fact that this bill even got introduced to begin with, let alone got passed, let alone has affected people in the LGBT plus community, should bother the fuck out of you, but it's not.
I don't, because I don't believe that's happening.
Okay, you can deny reality. You can put your hands over your eyes and ears
all you
deny
want. Reality,
Boomer,
because you're putting your hands over your eyes.
Boomer, there's only one reality. I am sorry. You can put your hands over your eyes and ears and do this all you want. That's not stopping from what's occurring, okay? You can deny that. You probably denied the fucking 2020 election, I would imagine. Another example of you just denying reality. This is the problem with Trump supporters. You guys just deny reality over and over and over and over again. Just because you can't accept that the guy you voted for is a fucking P3O. You just can't accept it. So you're just going to have to live in some of your other reality, apparently.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but there's millions and millions of us.
I'm sorry I feel this way too.
Really
I'm sorry I feel this way too. I understand that. I understand there's people that still like Trump.
Okay.
But that's the problem.
Why would you like the Democrats?
They're
communists.
Oh, what's communism? What's communism?
When you take property from someone and the government takes it over.
That is incorrect. Try again.
How about
Try again.
Communists are taking over the Democratic Party, and we all see it.
What is communism? Boomer?
What
is communism?
Boomer,
what is communism? Boomer,
see it.
You're not going to talk your way out of this. What is communism? I will give you 2 more tries. You were wrong on the first one. You're 0 for 1. Try again. Guys, we'll get to a new guest at 80,000 likes, okay? We're looking for opposition.
Wait. Let's talk facts. A man
tell us what communism... Boomer, you are not going to get away from
this.
What is communism? Boomer, what is communism?
Communism is when the government will take over private property.
That is also incorrect.
Of all people.
Incorrect.
You tell me what communism is.
I am not the fucking
because one. Because you can't define it. Because you're being taken.
Shut the fuck up. I am not the one that's going around saying Democrats are communists. I'll tell you what, if they were communists, there would be a lot of other people that would be voting for them. I know a lot of people who are very far left that don't vote for Democrats because they're too fucking far center, or even probably a little bit to the right, to be honest. So no, they're not communism. But it would be a stateless, classless, moneyless society. So no, there is no fucking government in communism. So you are wrong.
Communism is...
You're already wrong. I already gave you the answer. You're wrong.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
No, you're wrong.
Mandami in New York is
Mamdani
looking to take over
He
buildings.
is not a communist. He is
Yes,
not
he
a
is.
communist.
He's a Marxist. You don't even know his history.
He is a social democrat.
Oh, there we go. You just said you were no socialist Democrats. Didn't you just say that?
What is a social democrat?
Oh.
Boomer, what is a social
Listen,
democrat?
everybody sees what's going on with the Democrats.
Boomer, hi. A socialist Democrat would be different from a social democrat.
Yes.
Okay? Social democrat is a political position which is not as far left as socialism. And it's certainly not as far left as communism. But I love the way that you hear words that sound like the words that you were already thinking in your brain and go, oh, I know what that means, when in fact you don't.
Tammy, you do have a kick. You do have a kick to use. Goodbye, Boomer. Fuck off. All right. Thank you, Tammy. Tammy in the comments, she had a tabled kick to use that she was waiting to use, and that was a very good opportunity to use it. Thank you so much, Tammy. All right. I'm going to go to the next one. We are looking for opposition. Preferably be like somewhat smart, have like a room temperature IQ or higher. Like if you're going to call people communists, maybe know what communism is, please. Lifty, how you doing?
Hello.
What's up?
Am I hearable?
I hear you. I just need to know your age first. How old are you?
30. Just turned 30.
Okay, cool. And do you have an issue with the LGBT plus community?
I have an issue with the community as a whole. I'm actually bi, but I think that just about any, I mean, I've pretty rationalized this, but just about anything past LGB is an identity disorder.
An identity disorder. What's a? You're playing with something in the background. Do you mind stop it? It's just a little loud. What's an identity disorder?
It is a mental disorder, and essentially that causes you to have a block between like your identity and the reality around you.
Okay, so it's a mental. What's the definition of a mental disorder? But by the DSM, by the DSM.
Definition.
Well,
if you
what
know
other
the DSM definition?
What other definition would you give me? You don't need to give it word for word. I'm not going to be that picky, but like, tell me via the DSM, what's a mental disorder? If you're going to claim it is.
Well, I have a further question when he's ready.
I don't think he's ready. All right, let me read it, and then Eric can go. It's a mental disorder is a clinically significant behavioral and psychological syndrome characterized by disruptions in thinking, mood, or behavior. Yeah, and then we can go by the characteristics of it, but that would be the definition. Anyways, Erica, go ahead.
Well, I just wondered how intersex people have an identity disorder, being as intersex is intrinsically biological.
Intersex is such a small
No, sorry. You said
number.
everything. You said everything past the B. So
yes, you're right. And I was using a large majority.
I is past the B. Is it not?
Yes, and it's also such a small amount of people that it's almost irrelevant to the argument.
Oh, so it's not everything past the B then?
Nearly. That's fine. We can say 99.9999%. That's fine.
You understand that that
what?
You know,
what are you trying to say? What?
You understand that 50 years ago, 60 years ago, people would have said that being gay, lesbian, and bisexual were some kind of identity disorder, right? And that they didn't really exist.
Hey guys, keep tapping. We'll get to a new guest at 90,000 likes on TikTok.
Let him work it out for himself, Doug.
Oh, the mute?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, well, while he's figuring out technology, if you guys can send him the heart me there on TikTok, that'd be great. On the top left, if you're enjoying live, click the follow button as well. If you're watching on the tube, make sure you subscribe.
But I unmuted it.
All right, go ahead.
I can explain. I muted you because you interrupted me. So you understand that being gay, lesbian, and bisexual were considered to be disorders and not real things, 50, 60, 70 years ago, right?
Am I good to talk? Yes?
Yeah,
Okay.
when
So,
she stops, you can go.
yeah, they would have been, yeah, I know, but sometimes she stops for a half second and then she's done. Anyway, they would have been considered a sexuality disorder, yes. They wouldn't have considered an identity disorder. I do believe that sexuality is different from one's inherent identity or the way that one wants to produce or present themselves to the world.
Yeah, nobody's
And so
denying that
trying to
sexuality is different
conflate
than
the two
gender
of
identity.
them. Wait, what? Sorry, I just
Yeah,
interrupted you.
nobody's disagreeing that gender identity is different than sexuality. Of course, they
Okay,
are different
perfect.
things.
So why are we putting them into the same category and presenting them as if they are the same thing?
That's not what's happening at all. Nobody's claiming for them to be the same thing. And again, I don't know why this argument is constantly used. Whether
I
you
didn't
have
say
T in
anything.
there, okay, whether T is in these letters or not doesn't take away from the fact that they are still being harmed. They are still being demonized on a day-to-day basis, regardless of the fucking letters. Forget the letters. We're talking about human
Okay.
beings here. Human beings are being
Yeah.
harmed, and we don't want that. I
Yes,
don't want
and
that. Erica doesn't want that.
okay, but this is the point. We're going kind of off in the weeds because the topic you started with was why you hate the LGBTQIA community. I
Mm-hmm.
dislike the community, and I think the community being used and the way it's used is a problem. It's not that I hate any individual person. And so that's the problem is that we're getting into this like kind of emotional end to things. We're like, oh, why do you hate people? It's like I don't hate people. I hate this idea that's being pushed, and I hate the way that it's being used.
What's the idea, though, that you feel to be harmful for society?
The entire use of it is not, it's not even the idea of having equal rights. It's the idea of using this massive community, giving it a ton of attention, and then putting little ideas into it that are used to push further into the mainstream or the main society and
So be more
cause
specific.
issues.
Yeah, like what? Be more specific.
I mean, if the whole community is degen as hell, dude. I mean, like you
Is
can't
what?
even.
Degenerate?
It's degenerate, yes,
How so?
literally, and
How so?
that's
Yeah,
coming
how
from
so?
someone who is
How
bisexual.
so? That's fine. How is it degenerate?
Dude, all you have to do is Google a pride parade right now and put it on your
No.
screen,
You
and you will
told me it's
see.
degenerate. You told me, okay,
Yeah,
the definition of
okay.
degenerate, is something that has declined, deteriorated, or fallen from a former higher or normal condition. Okay?
Yeah, sexually
Uh,
degenerate. There you go.
but how, though? That's circular. How?
Because they're doing things publicly that most
Like,
people who aren't, let's say, in that community are presenting, and it's degenerate.
what are they doing? You're purposely not being specific for, I don't know
Well,
why, but what?
because they're expressing sexuality to people who aren't ready for it, like
Where?
kids. They're putting
Where?
it
How? In school?
in school
Okay.
parades all
In
over the
school,
place.
tell us where in school that they are pushing sexuality on kids. Please give an example, because I would be against if something inappropriate was being pushed on kids. All of us would be against it. So give us an example so we can be on your side.
Have you read the books that they have in kids' schools where they talk about and then talking like people as young as 8-year-olds are pushed to read books about sucking dick?
What would be a book? Give me an
Or
example
is
of a
that
book.
appropriate
Get,
language on? I don't want to ban
t-
you on
t-
TikTok. Is that
tell.
appropriate to say?
I prefer you didn't. What is this book
Okay, I'm
that
sorry.
is in schools? What is this book?
Oh my God, I have to look.
Guys, 90,000 likes we can get to new guest, okay? I don't know why it's like fucking like pulling teeth here trying to get an answer.
It's not like
When you're off screen, we can't hear you.
I just have a question for people in the comments. Can you put a 1 in the comments if you read Forever by Judy Blume when you were at school? If you happen to read Forever by Judy Blume, which is young adult fiction, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. Oh, it seems like a lot of people read Forever by Judy Blume. Which I read when I was 12, and I lent it to my friend who wanted to borrow it, and her mum complained to my mum because it had teenagers having sex in it. And my mum didn't care because she was like, well, I would prefer for her to know about it and therefore avoid it than not. So when we're complaining about sexually explicit books being available to teenagers, I'm 47. and that was in my school library when I was at school.
Let's give him because we're about to get 9,000. Give it. All right, what do you got, man? Give us this example. This book.
I just put him in the chat. The book Gender Queer and this book is Gay are two that were very prominently pushed out.
Gender Queer. And what is in this book that you find to be inappropriate? Again, it's like pulling teeth. I know, guys, it's chewing. I know.
Dude, sorry, I have things going on in my life. And then the other book.
No, what's in this book? Tell me what's in this book that's inappropriate. What the absolute fuck is happening? Goodbye. All right, man. Like, you need to be, guys, you need to be a little more prepared if you're going to come up here. If you're going to tell us something that's occurring in society, whether it be in a school or wherever the fuck, give us examples, all right? You can't just say, hey, it's happening, and us to take your word. Give us examples. Again, everybody would be on your side. I would imagine. I don't want to necessarily speak for everybody, but I guess I am. Most people would agree that if something inappropriate was being taught to kids, that we would not want that. But if you can't give us examples, then we can't agree with you. But here's the kicker. It's not actually happening, but, you know. Hey, Cranberry, you're friendly, though, aren't you? Cranberry, you're friendly, right? I think that's an excellent request. Guys, we are looking for opposition. Anybody that voted for Trump, please hit the request button at the bottom of the screen on
Sorry,
TikTok.
joined by mistake. Sorry.
You're okay. We all forgive you. If you're watching on the tube, you can call on in. The phone number should be in the comment section. Mods, if you guys want to invite people from the comments, because I'm pretty sure everybody in the request box is like a friendly or an accidental request, I think. Well, we'll see. Hi, how are you, Eli?
Hi. All I have to say about previous
How old are you?
arguments- I'm 18.
What year were you born?
2008, April 14th.
I don't know. You sound like a kid. I don't know. You sound like a fucking kid. Well, that laugh gave it away, if anything else.
I think Eli was probably 11 or 12, given my ability to... His voice hadn't dropped yet, so he's not hit puberty, so...
Yeah. Hi, Trinity. Oh, wait, you're loading. Ha. Bye. The plus, guys, it's a simple Google search to see what any of the letters stand for. If you actually care, just look it up. But we all know you guys aren't asking genuinely, clearly.
Eli, I'm just going to block you. And the reason I'm going to block you is because you should not be talking to adults on the internet. We don't want people to have the opportunity to groom children. So please, bye.
I agree with this YouTube comment. Kids are smarter than these folks. I 100% agree with you. Like, I don't think a lot of these people give kids enough credit. Like, again, I think you're projecting your confusion onto the kids. You guys are confused. Kids are not really confused about these things. It's not really a hard concept to grasp. It is for you because you're old and you're stuck in your ways.
Oh, no, Doug. Are you...
Oh, shit. I didn't mean to. I might have been. All right. All right, we don't have anybody else in a request box, so let's try to bring somebody up from the comments if you mods can help out with that, and I'll try to do the same. And then if you're watching on the tube, you can obviously call on in, okay? All right, let's bring this one up, but probably was an accidental request, but we'll see. Hi, how are you, Agent?
Good.
How old are you? How old are you?
I turned 60 yesterday.
Okay, sounds good. Are you having a good day?
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you you have a TV or something in the background. Is there a way you can either lower it or step away from it?
Sorry,
Please.
I forgot it was going on.
You're okay. Cade, well, thanks guys for inviting someone out. Caden, we can also get to you. How old are you, Caden? Caden. All right, goodbye. All right, agents, cool. So do you have an issue with the LGBT plus community?
Okay, how do I explain this?
I don't know.
I do not I myself, I don't want to offend anybody. I don't believe in it myself because I'm obviously straight. I have my nephew is gay, and
What do you mean
I love him
obviously
dearly.
straight? Why do you say
I'm
obviously
straight.
straight? I wouldn't know.
I'm heterosexual. My nephew is gay, and I love him dearly.
Okay.
And I take no issue with him. Where I have an issue is I wish that it would not be put in front of children.
Okay. What?
Like in the streets where they're parading naked. I don't want children to see that.
Okay. Where are naked people being in the streets? Because
Like
I would not
in
be for that.
Boston and like in the 4th of July. Just recently, they were showing parading in naked men driving on bicycles.
Hang on,
And
there's hang on. That's
okay.
P-Town. Do you know what P-Town is?
What is
P-Town?
P-Town? Pennsylvania?
No. There is a place just outside Boston called P-Town, which is an almost exclusively gay area.
Okay, but ma'am, it's still put in front of children.
How?
They showed children on the TV standing there when a man was walking by with his penis hanging out, and children were standing right there.
And you're saying that was at a pride parade?
Yes.
Then why did their parents take them to a pride parade?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the parents.
Yeah, so like, if that were to be the case, then that would be on the parents. And yeah, if you're a parent and you don't want your kids, then don't bring your kids there for sure.
Okay, but that's
you did say on July 4th though. Hold on, you did say on July 4th though.
They showed it the day after July 4th, so I'm assuming it was on July.
But then that wouldn't be a Pride parade then, because Pride was in June.
Okay.
So so how do you know these were people in the LGBT plus community?
Well, they were carrying the flag.
I'm not seeing this. I'm not saying it didn't exist. I don't see this. So it was Boston, July 4th.
I'm assuming so. They were carrying the flag, and they were. It showed. I saw it on the news. Look, guys, I'm not trying to take issue with you guys. That's the only thing that I have issue with. I just wish it wasn't in front of children.
Okay, but all I'm trying to say is I don't see this because I'm trying to look it up. I'm trying to find it. I just don't personally see it. But regardless, though, this has nothing to do with the LGBT plus community as a whole, right? Like, obviously, it sounds like you're against kids seeing naked people, as probably most people would be. All right, but what does that have to do again with the LGBT plus community?
Nothing.
So then, what's the issue?
I just don't think they should parade around in front of children.
Well,
that's all.
At all, or because there are kid-friendly LGBT pride parades and there are or pride events, and there are ones that are a little more appropriate just for adults. Okay, so
and I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
And I don't care much for the drag queens in schools reading to children.
Why do you have an issue with people reading to children?
I feel that should be left to teachers.
What? Well, hold on. Would you have an issue with somebody dressing as, like, say, Jasmine from Aladdin and reading to kids, or Ariel from Little Mermaid and reading to kids? Would you have an issue with that?
I guess if you're going to put it like that, no.
Okay, why not? So tell me what the difference is between someone dressing as Ariel or Jasmine as opposed to somebody dressing in drag.
Because that's a Disney character.
But why does that make it appropriate versus the other?
What if it was a drag queen dressed as Jasmine so a drag queen dressed as a Disney character?
Okay, you got me. I shouldn't have a problem with it.
We're not trying to get. I'm not trying to get gotchas. I promise. I'm just trying to challenge your thinking, trying to challenge your logic, right? And trying to make you think of things that maybe you haven't already thought of. I'm not trying to get a gotcha, but
I get it. I understand what you're saying.
Okay. So then, would you be then okay with somebody dressing in drag and reading to kids?
Yeah, I can understand that.
Okay.
I don't like teachers in school doing the he, they, and them, she, whatever that. I wish they would leave their personal preferences to themselves. When I was in school, we didn't have that.
Okay.
And
Well, pronouns have been taught forever, right? Like he, she, they, them. Like those are pronouns that have always been taught.
yes,
So
but
you have,
why can't it be my name is Miss Tracy, and I'm going to be your second grade teacher?
Well, there's a number of reasons for that. So I'm a teacher, and firstly, we generally use pronouns when somebody isn't in the room with us. We use them when we're talking the third person about somebody. We
Can you
don't
hold,
use. Hang on.
Erica?
We don't. We only use anybody only uses the pronoun you when they're talking to somebody, and that's already, you is already gender neutral, right? But if I were talking about like Doug's just gone away, he is no longer here. Generally speaking, we don't use third person pronouns when we're talking to somebody, do we?
When I was in school, it was Mrs. Davis. It was Miss, Mr., whoever your teacher was.
But
It
if you
was,
were talking about your teacher, you would have said, I had Miss Davis today. She taught me history, correct?
yes. I had Miss Davis. I had Mr. Davis.
So in fact, you did use pronouns about teachers.
Mr. and Miss?
No, he and she. Mr. and Miss are not pronouns. They are titles.
Well, that we use titles then.
No, you don't. Right, I'm gonna demonstrate to you how weird it sounds not to use pronouns for a person in a sentence. Okay. I had Miss Davis today. Miss Davis taught me history. Miss Davis is a great teacher. I really love Miss Davis. You've used Miss Davis 4 times when naturally in speech you might use Miss Davis the first time, and every subsequent time you would use she or her. If you don't understand this, then I hate to break it to you, but this is how language works.
We were only allowed to use Mr. and Mrs. in school.
That is so you were not allowed to use the word she, ever?
We never called him by she or he.
You still don't call them by she or he, and nobody's asking you to call them by she. Oh my Lord, this is a fundamental misunderstanding of how the English language works.
Even my children still talk about their teachers as Mr. and Mrs. And they're obviously more current than I am.
You just used a pronoun. You said their teachers. And it wasn't even a gendered pronoun. It was just a pronoun.
My children, their children, their teachers.
That's a possessive pronoun.
Give me a break.
I'm sorry. Right. I'm not giving somebody a break on not knowing how language is used. I'm afraid.
Okay, I didn't come up here to take issue with either one of you. I just told you what I had to take issue with, and my nephew is gay, and he and I are tight, and these are things that I would say to his face.
Okay.
And that's all. And I don't think any less of either one of you. And the people down in the chat are pretty harsh.
It's the internet. It's the internet. That's how comments go. You just gotta ignore them.
No, my nephew is a minister, and he's outstanding. Thank you very much.
Okay, leave the comments alone. Like I promise they're gonna get to you if you don't leave them alone. Okay.
Yeah.
So, having said that, I am going to get to a new guest. I hope you did learn a thing or two. I do appreciate the conversation. Okay. But I'm going to bring you back down to the comments. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Take care. I hope you have a good one. Whew. Okay. Hope everybody's having a good Thursday so far. If y'all can keep tapping and sharing, we're just at 100,000 likes. Thank you guys for helping us get there. If you have been to join live on TikTok, click the red follow button up in the top left and the heart me. If you're watching on the tube, if you want to subscribe and like the live, that would be great. I do have my pay links in my bio, by the way, on TikTok and the tube, and we have the super chats over there. None of it's ever needed, but I do obviously appreciate it. But Let's get to the next guest. We are looking just for opposition and opposition only, please. And thank you. Okay, next one. Hi, Shane. How are you?
Hey man, how's it going?
Hey,
I'm sorry, I just caught that you're only looking for like opposition points. If that's the
Yeah,
case,
yeah.
I
You're agreeing
apologize.
with no, you're okay, Shane. You're okay. All right, Shane.
I heard the last chat and I just thought it was interesting.
I understand.
About like I remember there was like my brother.
Shane, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I really
No, it's
apologize.
okay.
I do need to bring
All
it
good,
up. I'm
man.
sorry.
All
I do
good.
hope you have a great rest of your day. Okay. Again, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the friendlies. I really do hate doing that. But we are just looking for opposition. Okay.
Hi.
Thank you. Hi. How are you doing?
Very good.
All right. How old are you?
30 years old.
All righty. Do you have an issue with the LGBT plus community?
For me, it's not as to hate, and I don't want also to judge about someone's orientation, but to get a right intervention of what we feel is the right way for people who feel the, you know,
I
the
don't know what
other
you're saying.
orientation.
I have no idea what
of-
you just said. I really don't know what you just said. I'm going to be honest with you. Hey, Jordan on the tube. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. That really means a lot. I don't know what you just said, man. Can you rephrase that, please?
I mean, since the very first, the how can I say, the admitted of the LGBTQ plus community, I think it should not to be admit as a normal way, because anyone can change, and I have many testimony also, which people who have different orientation than like the normal one is changing, and it's a long process, but it's worth.
Are you talking about
I mean,
conversion therapy? Are you talking about conversion therapy?
yeah.
Okay. Do you think conversion therapy is a thing that should be done?
Yeah,
Why?
because when someone's going through a traumatic event, we have to assess what kind of things that
No.
left
So
in the
I'm gonna have to stop you. It's conversion therapy we have known for a long time that is extremely harmful to individuals, right? Because you cannot change your sex, right? If somebody is gay or whatever the case is, you cannot change them out of it, right? We have shown over and over and over again that it leads to higher self-unaliving rates, depression. There's no reason to be doing it whatsoever. It's completely outdated. I'm not even sure why you even brought it up, to be honest. Gigi, thank you on the tube for the 5 super chat. It says, keep cooking. Doing what we can, Gigi. Thank you so much. Yeah, why? Why?
I think because you guys didn't experience about it, and didn't go to the holistic therapies about what you guys been through.
Oh, so are you saying that my identity isn't true?
Pardon me, Mom?
Well, you just said you guys didn't go to holistic therapy about your identity being true.
Yeah. So to really do this therapy, because it's not just for the physiology, but also the spiritual one is important, because humans contains of physic and spiritual, which is the spiritual is who is being infected by traumatic, and people always I know it was so difficult to turn the feeling that we always doing and already enjoy.
I'm really sorry. I don't understand what you're trying to say.
So yeah, okay. I will give you a real testimony, my friend. So I never judge a person with their orientation, but I always believe
But you want them
there's
to convert. But you want them to convert, though. That sounds like judging.
yeah,
So
because
that
because the yeah, because in the very first beginning, it's always been a man and a woman who is created by God.
No, well, that's not that. Well, first of all, prove it.
Hmm?
Prove it.
Hey, Ave, how you doing?
Hey, not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing well. Are you? I just need to know your age. How old are you?
I'm sorry. I'm 31.
Good. All right. Goodbye, lives. Okay, cool. And let's see. Your comment said LGBTQ. You said you mean delusional narcissists. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I mean, the whole movement of the LGBTQIA and however many letters and numbers and whatever else that they want to throw onto it just kind of increasingly grows with victim complexes that get farther and farther away from objective reality.
Okay. Like, give an example.
I mean, I feel like it started with, reasonable requests like, can a man marry a man? Like, yeah, for sure. Like that, I feel like that's the kind of thing that's like a reasonable thing to
A lot of
ask
people were
for and to
against
rally
it.
behind. And
A lot of
eventually it
people.
kind of turned into more of a identity problem. And I don't know why your identity is anybody else's business.
It's not, but I do want to make it very clear. A lot of people, conservatives, were very against gay marriage, and some still are, by the way. So, and now they just moved on to trans people and other types of things. But no one says their identity is your problem at all. I don't know where you got that from.
I have a question. If our identities are nobody else's business, why do we have gendered titles like Mr., Mrs., Miss? If our identities are nobody else's business, why do we have those?
Why would that? Okay. Interesting question. Okay. Good point.
I would say that our identities, people, when we meet people, the things that they want to know about us are the things that identify us as individuals, right? So
Yeah.
when I meet somebody, they want to know my name, which is inherently part of my identity. They often ask if I'm married or do I have kids, which are inherently part of somebody's identity. They're not part of my identity because actually I'm not married and I don't have kids. They want to know what I do for a living. Often they want to know where I went to school. All of that stuff is what makes me me. And saying that our identities are private and they're none of anybody else's business goes directly against what we do when we meet another human, which is ask about their identity.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know why we would need to celebrate our identities, though. I don't think something as simple as calling somebody like sir or madam is a reason to have a parade.
Okay, but I have a birthday party every year, and that's celebrating my identity as an individual.
I suppose it's another year of being alive, which I think is a fair thing to.
Do you celebrate Christmas?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay, are you a Christian?
I am, yes.
Okay, so that's celebrating your identity as a Christian. So
Right.
we celebrate, so we do. And in fact, if we're worried about people having months or days of the year, we should probably have a little word about Christianity, because they have a shit ton of times when everybody else is forced to celebrate Christianity.
When is it forced to celebrate Christianity?
Well, when schools get closed for the Christmas holidays and not for like Eid or Vaisakhi or any of the other religious holidays, right?
Hey guys,
Christmas exclusive to Christians?
I'm sorry, 115,000 likes we can get to new guests, guys. 115,000. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, no, it's not exclusive to Christians, but the other people that celebrate it would be people who live in a predominantly Christian culture and celebrate it in a secular way. So either way, I can't think of a country that celebrates Christianity or where an atheist would celebrate Christianity. Would celebrate Christmas where the predominant culture is not Christianity. So yeah, I would say Christmas is inherently Christian, yeah, by its very name and nature.
Okay, well, I agree with that, but I've heard many people that disagree with the idea that Christianity and Christmas are exclusive to one another, mutually exclusive. I know many, many atheist people that celebrate Christmas every year, and they enjoy that time off of work. But you are making a good point in that that it comes from Christianity. That was something that was encouraged to be celebrated amongst masses of people in the same way that, a parade is what I was asking about, which is fair.
Well, I mean, I'm not gay and I'm not a member of the community and I celebrate Pride. So therefore, because I celebrate and I'm outside of the community, Pride is not only celebrated, even if it's just celebrated by me, it is therefore not exclusively celebrated by members of the community.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. To answer specifically the question, like on why I gave the comment that I did, like my distaste towards the community is in the narcissism. Like for me, I don't have an issue if you want to dress differently, if you want to name yourself differently. Like people get name changes all the time. It happens when you get married. It happens when you go to, you move somewhere else and you want to like start new, you want to start fresh. So I don't think that's like much of an issue. But what I don't understand is when somebody who was a friend to you in the past from high school or something along those lines, calls you by your name that they used to know you as. Why is something like that an inherently disrespectful thing?
What, to call somebody by a different name? Like if they're, for example, if they're a
by their
trans
dead
individual
name, for instance,
and they don't use that. Well, I think you should. I don't want to speak for you. I inherently don't want to just hurt people's feelings. I don't want to bother people. Like it takes little effort, no effort really, just to be able to respect somebody as how they want to be called. And so just by that very nature, I just respect people because I don't like to hurt people's feelings, especially if it takes no effort at all.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I don't like to hurt other people's feelings either. I just feel like there's a disconnect in that we, like, as human beings, all have individual choices that we can make, and it's strange to me that I'm being accused of forcing people to do things as a Christian when I've never once gone out of my way to demand a title like Mr. or Mrs., like Erica was suggesting earlier.
You don't have to. Nobody's forcing you to say anything. There's no laws where like you have to do it. Like if you don't, you don't. But again, I think if you want to be a good person, it probably would be a good idea to do so.
Well, I also want to point out you've never had to demand a title. People will call you Mr. by virtue of the fact that you look like a man and you sound like a man. You haven't ever had to correct anybody. I'm assuming nobody's ever called you she or called you Mrs.
I've had some people from different cultures use the word she or, something like that.
What cultures?
Well, to be blunt with you, I've had friends from school who are Indian and don't fully understand our gendered terms, and will call a man she sometimes, will call a woman he sometimes.
That's bullshit. I know a ton of Indian people, and they've never done that.
Okay, well, I'm not generalizing all Indian people. I'm talking about specific friends of mine that you asked about.
You understand that in India they also have gendered pronouns, right?
Yeah, I reckon that would be a thing. That would make sense. Like I said, I think it was a language confusion problem.
So this is right. Let me give you a hypothetical. You have a friend who was given their name by their parents when they were born. Their parents were terrible people and did awful things to your friend for the entirety of their childhood. And so their name they associate with trauma. And your friend, in order to get away from that and for not to hear that name that is associated with trauma for them, changes their name. are you going to, after they've informed you that they've changed their name, go on calling them the name that you know for them is associated with trauma?
I definitely wouldn't go out of my way to do that. Although I would question why somebody would be afraid of something like a name in the first place. If anything, I would want to help them reach healing with that. I would want to help them be able to hear the name without having a crisis.
But I don't think that's your place to say whether they should or shouldn't, right? Like, the way to help them, if you truly wanted to, is just to respect them and call them the way that they want to be called. Just as if somebody doesn't have, I used this example earlier, right? Like Jamie Foxx, an actor, that's not his real name. People call Jamie Foxx Jamie Foxx. That's not his real name. You do that with no effort whatsoever. Why is that okay?
Well, I don't know who Jamie Foxx is on a personal level, but as an entertainer, that's his stage name. I know that.
Yeah.
And same thing with Lady Gaga, same thing with Madonna, same thing with Beyonce. Right. Pretty much like Zendaya, any celebrity that's out there with a brand that revolves around their face like an actor, you know, it doesn't necessarily need to be who they are in their personal life, just like Batman and Bruce Wayne.
I understand, but the point is that you still call them by that, right? And I don't understand why it's such an issue with a transgender individual to just refer to them as the name that they want or the pronouns that they prefer.
And I want to let you know, Madonna's real name is Madonna, and Zendaya's real name is Zendaya, and Beyonce's real name is Beyonce.
Thank you. Relevance?
You're citing examples of people who use their actual name as people who don't
Jack
use
Black.
their actual name.
Is that a better example? I know for a fact that Black is not his last name.
This whole argument is laziness on your part. I don't want to learn that this person has a different name than the one that I'm used to calling them. And if I keep calling them, they shouldn't be offended by the fact that I'm too lazy to learn their real name. No, it's laziness. It's laziness on your part.
Guys, it's 115,000, by the way, the goal. 115.
Okay.
Anything else?
I don't know why I'm being called like selfish. Why I'm being called lazy.
Don't worry about
really
the comments. Don't worry about the comments.
Well, no, I called him selfish, Doug. I'm not in the comments, but it is. Well, I didn't call you selfish. I called you lazy because it is laziness. What you're saying is I can't be bothered to re-educate my brain. And what's worse than that is instead of you re-educating your brain to call someone a different name, your proposal was re-educating a person who has suffered immense trauma.
When did I say that?
You get to, yes, you did.
When?
So that you get to continue to call them the name that they associate with trauma.
I think you're experiencing a fantasy that I'm not involved with right now.
Okay, let's just ask the comment section. When I asked him, did he say, I would... Oh, okay, he's gone. Yeah. He literally did say that.
Hey, Tino, thank you for the 5 on the Blew Up with the B Venmo. Or just whatever, Venmo. Thank you, Tino. WTino. He did drop, but I'll still read it anyway. It says, ask him what was J.D. Vance's original name. And again, MAGA men think about gay men more than gay men think about gay men. Tino, thank you so much. Yes, that was another good example, obviously. Again, guys, pay links are in the bio. Never needed, always appreciated. All right, let's get to the next one. We're looking for ops. Anybody that has an issue with the LGBT plus community, whether you did or did not vote for Trump, come on up. Hi, Rob. How you doing? Hey, Rob. How you doing? Rob. Okay. You guys can all send in the heart me too on TikTok. That'd be great. And keep tapping and sharing. If you're on the tube, make sure you subscribe and like the live. All right, goodbye, Chris. All right, maybe this one will work. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you. Hi, Laser. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing really well.
Good, man.
contacting you from Sydney in Australia. It's like 5 a.m. here, and I've been up all night, but I work late anyway, and I just got home. Thank you. Thank you. How are you?
Okay.
I'm close
doing
to
great.
60.
I just need to know your age. I just need to know your age. How old are you?
Sorry.
How old are you?
Sorry, I'm trying to listen. I'm nearly 60.
Nearly 60. Okay. Alrighty. So, do
Yeah.
you have an issue or criticism or a problem with the LGBT plus community?
I just like to qualify a little bit about me, if it's okay, on your live. Sorry, talk about me.
Just tell us if you have an issue with the LGBT plus community or a problem or something that you want to bring up in relation to.
Well, my answer is yes, was yes, and has been for some time in the comments.
Okay.
Yes.
So why is that? Yeah. So what's your issue?
Well, I'll start with this. I'll say that I have actually written LGBTQIA forwards to manuals for universities here in Australia.
So what's your problem? What's your issue?
I think that people need to shut up arguing. I haven't even said what people. Both sides, yeah. Straight.
Shut up about what?
LGBT.
Okay, shut up about what?
Well, I'm getting there if you want to listen, but I'll stop talking altogether and listen to you if you want me to.
No, I just want to know what you're trying to get at, because why would people who are being
Well, how long have I
harmed,
got to talk? 2 seconds or one? Like this is
why,
wasting my time.
Why? Good, then get the fuck out. Why would people who are being harmed shut the fuck up? Why would you ask those people to shut the fuck up? If you're going to tell people to shut the fuck up, do it on the side of people who are trying to harm them and voting for the people who are trying to harm them.
When in history have people been told to shut up, put in chains, and made to shut up?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about cultures in the world that have been forced to shut up. Do they need to now speak up more than LGBTQ or less?
Who are you talking about?
Indigenous people throughout the entire world who may or may not be LGBTQ. In comparison...
Okay, we're not talking about them. Why do people in the LGBT plus community need
I'm
to
trying
shut
to
up?
make a point. You're the one that wants me to hurry up and say it, but it's not a quick conversation.
You're not really good at making the goddamn point now, are you?
It's not a quick conversation. It's a long one.
Maybe speak a little bit fucking faster then. You speak at like a word per 5 seconds.
Before you offend me, I'm going to say this. I have brain injury, intellectual disability. Do the best I'm sorry for swearing on your live, but I do the best I fucking can to help people like you and others that aren't like you understand what I need to try and fucking say. I only have one language, and that's English.
So what's your problem? What's the problem with the LGBT plus community?
I find it difficult when fuckheads like you try and make me hurry up because I've got a slow brain, you fucking idiot. I just said I've got brain injury and intellectual disability. What don't you understand about that, you fuck?
I understand that, but you're still speaking, so still tell us the problem.
Okay, stop rushing me. It's difficult to even try without interruption. It'd be great. Thank you. Like, just give me 8 seconds. I'll say this. I think people...
You got a violation. Oh, shit. That's funny. Bullying and harassment, he got. Oh, fuck. All right, let's get to the next one. We were looking for ops, guys. People who think or have an issue with the LGBT plus community. All righty. Make sure you give myself and Erica a follow if you are enjoying what is being said. Hi, Chosen.
Hello.
Hey, how old are you?
18.
Okay, what year were you born?
2008.
Okay, sounds good. And do you have an issue with the LGBT plus community?
Yeah.
Okay, what's that problem?
I think that the community has became more give me rights opposed to let me have the rights that I deserve as a human. I think that the community's gotten too pushy and too needy, etc.
Okay. What are they asking for that you think is like extra rights, extra privileges?
Not necessarily what they're asking for, but how they're going about it.
Okay.
I think that they spread propaganda. I think that they spread their delusion.
What's
The
propaganda?
delusions, plural.
Okay. Tell us what the propaganda is that they are spreading.
Well, they're at New York Pride shouting out, "We're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children," and
No, they're not.
such.
No,
Yes,
they're
they
not
are.
saying that. Tell
They
us where
are.
that's
They are
happening.
saying that.
All right. So show me. Show me that's where that's being said.
That's happening at New York Pride.
It's not a New York Pride. They said they're going for their children.
They said the quote is, "We're here, we're queer, and we're coming for your children."
And this is happening in New York. You're telling me.
Correct. I believe
Can you
2023.
can you show me some audio or a video of that?
I can't you search in front of you? I didn't
But you're the
have. I
one who
don't have
brought
it
it up.
on.
You're the one who
Okay, and
brought
I'm
it up.
telling you. Okay, and I'm explaining to you the source.
Okay. Where but I don't see it. So I want you to provide this audio or video for me.
Well. Regardless, it's a very true thing. Let me try to pull it up really quickly then.
Okay. And I want to make it very, very clear, though. Let's say you happen to find somebody saying this. How is this going to be extrapolated to the entire community? And this is what you guys constantly do. You find one or two or a few people in the LGBT plus community that say something that might be bad or whatever, and then you say, well, the whole entire community does this. So, like, even if they were saying this, what does this have to do with the entire community?
Because of the way that it spreads like wildfires. We would have never been here 10 years ago. The delusion has gotten too far.
What's the delusion? What's the
Anyways,
delusion? What is the delusion?
that you guys are entitled to rights above the average American.
Okay,
And
like
I
what?
feel like
Like
you
what?
guys,
Like what? Give me an example.
that you should be able to have restrooms both for male and female, that biological men should be able to go inside of a female restroom. We can apply the same to sports.
Okay. Let's do the restroom. Tell me the issue with a trans man using a men's restroom or a trans woman using a woman's restroom. What's the problem with that?
Because the restroom should, that gender and sex are two different things, correct?
Yep.
Because the gender should always align. I'm sorry, the sex should always align with the gender of the bathroom that you are going into. Hence, a biological male should be going into the boys' bathroom. Why?
Why? Yeah.
Let's take the urinal, for example. Tell me why a girl can't use a urinal. Because she does not have the proper muscle to use that, meaning that the sex should correlate with the gender that you're going into.
Hold on. Hold on.
You're not letting me finish.
A guest
I'm explaining
disliked
to
you
you.
so much that they paid to kick you. Goodbye. But we can still respond to that. Tino, and you can go real quickly here. No, not Tino. Tracy. I just saw a T and thought it was Tino. Tracy, thank you so much for the pay to kick. W Tracy in the comments just says, this fetus needs a nap and a binky. Tracy, thank you. W Tracy in the comments. Eric, if you want to respond to what he was saying.
Well, I just wanted to let that person know they maybe don't know enough about the female anatomy to understand that females could absolutely use a urinal. Like I don't think you know anything about female anatomy and streams. Big L to that guy.
Hey guys, we're looking for ops. Anybody that has an issue with the LGBT plus community, whether you did or did not vote for Trump, please come on up. Hi Julie, how you doing? Goodbye, Julie. Hey, if you're in the tube, you can call on in. One of my mods should have been posting it if they're still there. If not, I can post it. Again, guys, I do need a few more mods for the tube if anybody wants to help out with that in TikTok or YouTube for that matter. Obviously, I need to know who you are. It can just be a random person. I apologize, but I do need mods. So. Thanks, Chris.
I genuinely think that urinals were invented so that men can check out each other's junk.
Hey, Kay, yeah, if you want to help out, I'd appreciate it. Just if you're in the tube, just leave a comment. That way I can see you and then mod you from there, okay? Same with anybody else. You, Jacqueline, same thing. Just leave a comment in the tube, please, and I'll mod you from there. Chosen, you can't come back up. When you get paid a kick, you can't come back up unless you send that same back. Those are the rules. Sorry. Several gay and lesbians voted for Trump. Oh, okay, well, I hate to break it to you. There's a lot more than several of them that did not vote for him. So something like 88 or 89% of the LGBT plus community voted against him. So
I just looked it up. It was 86% voted.
86. Okay.
Of the people that voted, 86% of the LGBTQIA plus community voted for Trump. Sorry, voted against Trump. Well, for Kamala. 13% voted for Trump. That means 1% voted like third party. But also, they're not necessarily all registered to vote. And I would suspect if they were violently pro-Trump, they would register and vote for him.
Hi, Shell. How you doing?
Hi, good. I just wanted to come up because, like, people talking about the we're here, we're queer, and we're coming for your children. That is not what they were chanting. But of course, you know how things have to be twisted. They were literally saying, we're here, we're queer, and we're not going shopping.
Okay. A little different than what he just said, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Let me, Shell, I am just looking for opposition, but I do appreciate the clarification.
Yeah,
there.
no problem.
No, you're good. You're good. Take care. I'm going to go ahead and bring you down. Hope you have a great rest of your day, okay?
Yep.
Oh, man. Makes sense when I didn't find it when I looked it up. Like, where do you guys come up with this shit? Like, seriously. I do not know where you guys come up with this shit. All right, let's get to the next one. Fox would be one of them. I think on social media they just come across articles and they just read the headlines or the posts and they don't bother to read into any of it because it confirms their bias. They see something that confirms that, like, oh, you're trying to trans the children, and they don't bother to look into like the actual article of anything that did or didn't happen, because every single time we have a guest come on up that says, oh, this happened in this school or this happened in that school, we pull it up and it did not fucking happen.
We literally, on this live one day, called a school where the person had somebody was up on the panel and had claimed that in the school it was something like you were not allowed to call the teachers Mr. or Miss or Mrs. or something, like you weren't allowed to use any gendered language. And we called them up and the school were like, what? What you did? Like, I don't, what?
All right. Keep tapping and sharing, guys. Click the red follow button on the top left if you're enjoying the live. Follow Erica. Erica's almost at 1,000 coins. Let's just see if we can get her there, everyone. And if you're on the tube, like the live and subscribe as well. I also have the super chat goal. Not needed, but appreciated. The two people said that they wanted a mod. I didn't see your comment in the tube. Let me know if I missed it or if you just didn't leave a comment. Oh, that's a cool gift.
Cute.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you so much.
That's so summery. Like
nice.
a watermelon slide going into a pool of water.
Yes, Sparky, I do got to wear the yellow tank top here and there. It's apparently a requirement, I suppose. So. Mike, thank you. Thank you.
I love they're just super cute, aren't they, the little things?
Somebody in the tube said, Democrats, why do you hate the working class? That is very, very funny.
Remind me again. Which political party is pro-union?
Last time I checked, it's not the Republicans.
Oh.
Thank you, Kay. I see you. Keep tapping and sharing, guys. Again, we're looking for ups. Please hit the request button on TikTok if you disagree. Mods, if you can try to invite people on up that appear to be opposition to, that'd be great. Okay. All right, Kay, you're a mod. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wasn't Joe Biden the first president ever to go and stand on a union picket line? I think he was.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not a fake number. I don't know. That's a weird thing to say. It's a Google Voice number, so that's the thing that you can call on then. Not sure why I would give you a fake number. It'd be weird. Yes, Coach, I do also remember that as well. Which party is voting in socialist? Well, first of all, you didn't even word that correctly, for one. Secondly, there are no socialists within the Democratic Party, because you don't know what socialism means. Socialism, according to you guys, is just like the same as communism. You guys just use the words interchangeably. That's it. Socialism, communism, you just guys use it as words as like an insult, but you have no idea what the fuck it means. There's literally nobody in the Democratic Party that's even remotely close to a socialist. They wouldn't be allowed in the Democratic Party, because the Democratic Party is way too moderate to even be okay with that. Because every time somebody runs as like a social democrat, like the mainstream Democrats don't seem to like it. They seem to want to push them away. So, let alone a socialist, no, that's not happening. Well, Duke, I'll tell you what. You can come on up. You can tell us what socialism means, and then tell us which of any Democrat happens to fit that mold. Please, tell us. Hey, Jordan, thank you for the $4.99 on the super chat on the tube. Thank you so much. Is that an old one? I feel like you already sent that one. I don't know. If it was an old one, sorry, but thanks anyways. All right.
Oh, lucky you, Doug. Mr. Nice Guy followed you.
I think I know it's. Is it the same one as the other one? You know the other Mr. Nice Guy? Like,
that's who I assumed it was.
Yeah. That guy's so weird. He's so weird. Yeah, the one who constantly goes into different lives and just says like weird.
My favorite unemployed people.
Yeah. That's funny.
It's nice that he likes you so much he wants to follow you, though, Doug.
Yeah, I'll take it as a compliment. Yes, neo-libertarian phalangist. Also that one. Again, if anybody wants to come up to tell us what socialism or communism is, please come on up.
Hey, this is what... Oh, Mike, can you show me where Doug and I's pay stubs from the Democratic Party? Because I haven't been getting my check. If you could let me know who to
I get mine from Soros. Yeah, I get mine from Soros, though, actually.
Do you get it directly from Soros? I'd like to know who to call, because I haven't been getting mine.
It's direct deposit. I'll get you in the right direction. What's up, guest? How are you? The Rotballer. I don't know what the fuck that means. Rotballer, what's up? Rotballer. Okay. Goodbye.
Out of interest, Doug, how much does Soros... do you get paid weekly by Soros, or is it a monthly thing, or does he just do an occasional?
It's hold on, I'm gonna call. It's direct deposit every single week. So what it is, it's $1,000 base pay, and then for every lie that I convince somebody of, I get an extra $100. And then once I reach 10, and once I reach 10 lies that I convince people of, I get an extra bonus of 500. So it's actually quite a bit.
Wow.
Soros pays well. Yeah, Soros pays very, very well.
I feel like I'm missing out on something here. I was listening to a really interesting podcast the other day about all the right-wing people that ended up working for the Russians. The Tenet Media thing. Do you remember that?
No, I'm. What are you talking about?
So I can't remember what their names were because I don't pay attention, but they're like big right-wing podcast hosts, and they were taking money from this company called Tenet Media, and were pushing Russian talking points.
Oh, hold on.
And what,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm getting
that's
a
all right.
call on the tube.
Call
from. Hello. How you doing?
Hey, Dougie, it's Cat, bro. How are you?
Hi. I just need to know your age first. How old are you?
I'm in my 40s, bro. I live in Florida, and I have a question about capitalism, socialism, and fascism, and communism.
Okay. What's your question?
Okay, so, I asked Pickles, I asked Erica. I didn't get to ask everybody else, so I had to pick your brain. Do you consider, and Queen can answer too, can you guys consider a moderated podcast platform? And I don't know if you guys are okay with capitalism, but wouldn't you guys consider that as capitalism? Being, I know this is a capitalistic world that we live in, but I just noticed a lot of like progressives, and forgive me if I'm getting this terminology wrong, progressives and leftists saying that they're not in favor of capitalism. But I thought moderated podcasting is considered capitalism by definition.
Yeah. So just because like I have an issue with capitalism, but we live in a society where it exists, so I have to engage in it because the other choice is just doing nothing and not being able to get money or survive. So yeah, I have to engage in it. That doesn't mean I love it. That doesn't mean I think it's the best system.
But is that system flourishing? To be fair, the past 4 years, I want to say after COVID, it really flourished. But don't you think like the residuals, the economy is growing from the podcast world the past 4 years?
No, because if we look at other societies that have more of like a social democracy, they are clearly better off in almost like every single metric, actually. Right? Because if we look at our poverty rate, if we look at all those things, we're not really doing all that well. So I don't know where this idea that like capitalism works that well. Like for example, here I got this. So if we look at like Norway, right? Their social democracy. We have a 65% homeowner rate. They have 80%. We have 11% poverty. They have 1. Jobless, us is 4.2. They have 1.9. Education, we pay $11,000 a year. Theirs is free or a low cost. Healthcare, we pay $15,000 per year. I'm almost done, by the way. They are mostly free. Economic growth, they're at US 2%. Norway 2.5. Democracy, they have a two-party system. We have a two-party system. They have a multi-party system, which I think is better. And then prison population, we have 530 per 100,000. They have 70 per 100,000. So I think they're probably doing a little bit better.
Yeah, I didn't know that about the multiple party system. Yeah, because Pickles was telling me that yesterday as far as Norway, Switzerland, and all that area around there, Holland and everything, how they're flourishing. And I mean, the numbers don't lie from what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I'm confused because we've seen communism being not embraced, but if anything, being rejected. But we've never really experienced socialism, have we?
We as in who?
The United States, like history.
No. The United States has not experienced socialism. No.
So it's safe to say we wouldn't know if it hurt or it would help because we never experimented with it.
Yeah, but
is that fair?
Yeah, sure, but we understand the concept of socialism. We understand what capitalism is doing right now for the U.S. and clearly there's a lot of issues with it.
Yeah, because everybody throws out the McDonald's word and then they think, communist and they think bad. But I mean, if we never experienced it, how can we say it's bad by what you just said now with Holland, Norway, Switzerland, and everything else? I mean, they're flourishing like hell. So I mean, I just need to find out, like, the cyber warfare aspect to all this the past 4 years, too, with social media is real. So we are getting fake news out there. That's why I like to ask questions. But the last one I have for you guys, though, is, like, as far as, like, communism, socialism, are you guys in fair of what – are you guys pretty much leaning towards, like, are you on board with what Hassan Piper's doing as far as trying to get the youth to vote?
With Hassan, I mean, listen, I have like some criticism of him as like But I don't. First of all, I don't really watch him too much. I don't know tons about him. So, like, do I love everything about him as far as I know? No, but like, I think, like, I agree with his ideas overall. If that's what you're trying to ask.
Yeah, I mean, he's giving awareness to the DSA. I mean, as far as nobody liking what's going on now with the Democratic Party now. So, I mean, they got their own problems, especially with the climate situation. But I mean, I'm just trying to weigh out my options here because I'm getting, the capitalism definition, the socialism definition. I'm trying to figure out the communism aspect to all this. But if it's not hurting certain areas of Europe, I mean, we need to figure out some way of experimenting. If it's the numbers like you say, is that one-sided?
Nowhere in Europe has communism.
Yeah. There isn't. You can't hear Erica though. I don't have it set up so you can, unfortunately. But what she said is that nowhere in Europe is there communism.
Yeah, but like I said to Erica before, I mean, communism is one thing, but like if they're having their own issues with the First Amendment and all that other stuff, as far as like with immigration, I just, it's hard for me to like say, okay, that's,
Let me see if she can speak to you. You can't hear her, can you? Is there a way that you can turn on like your YouTube volume? Because that'll be a way you can hear her. Is it possible you can do that?
Nah, man, I can't hear her at all. I'm on a phone too. I'm on Android.
All right. Maybe try to speak. Erica, try to speak.
Can you hear me?
Did you hear that?
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Okay, you said they had a problem with their First Amendment as far as immigration goes. What does that mean?
No, I mean, I'm going to put one by the other. Like, First Amendment is freedom of speech talk, I guess, here, but I mean, like I said, it's a two-part scenario going on over there from what I'm hearing. And you can tell me if I'm wrong and tell me if I'm not trying to spread out fake news, but everywhere I hear it's just like there's a big problem with like the First Amendment in the UK. Now I'm seeing people like getting arrested for saying stuff.
First of all, there's no problem with the First Amendment in the UK because we don't have a First Amendment. Secondly, there has never been freedom of speech in the UK, not ever in history. Freedom of speech has never been a thing here because we would have like a king who you weren't allowed to speak against. And then but the fact is, you can say whatever you like about the government. What we have is hate speech laws where your speech cannot infringe upon the rights of other people.
Let me hold on. You can respond in a second, man. Hey, Natalie, thank you so much for the $5 super chat on the tube. Thank you, Natalie. Says our CIA is why socialism has not worked anywhere in the world yet. Yes, I would agree with you. They seem to go after any socialist or communist society right away. Yeah. So go ahead and respond to what Erica said. You there? Yeah, go ahead and respond to what she said.
Oh, no, as far as like, I know they don't have the First Amendment because they don't have the Constitution over there as far as what we have here, but the equivalent of not being able to talk or not being able to say anything without having the cops show up to your door, I mean, that's just, for me, I just, like she's talking to us now, but I just don't understand how she's able to do that. But,
how often,
like I said, I'm pleading ignorance here,
right.
but as far as like the immigration aspect of it.
Hold on, let her respond.
Hang on.
Hold on, let her respond to the first thing you said. Go ahead.
How often do you think I'm on the internet speaking my mind? How often would you say?
Oh, out of a week, like 7 days out of a week, maybe 4. Is that fair?
Well, I'm probably 6 days of the week. I'm online for a number of hours speaking my mind. How many times do you think the government has shown up at my door to speak to me about what I say on the internet?
No, because you're respectful. I'm just saying, like, as far as examples of people not being respectful, the outcome would be completely different. Am I wrong?
Right. But the fact is that on platforms like TikTok, you already have community guidelines which want you to be respectful. And if you're not respectful, they will take you off the internet.
That sounded like a PR type of response, but okay.
Well, it's not a PR response. When you join any social media, you sign up to terms of service, okay? And generally speaking, there aren't any there aren't any And there is no platform on the internet which is entirely free speech. If you are on X and you criticize Elon Musk, there are people that have been on X and have criticized Elon Musk and been thrown off X. There are people on True Social that have criticized Donald Trump and been thrown off True
So you're
Social.
basically saying that if you stick to the guidelines, even though I think what the guidelines are different from the US to the UK, or is the guidelines still the same throughout TikTok, YouTube?
As far as I'm aware, the TikTok guidelines regarding like community violations are the same. But the fact is this: most of the speech that people have been arrested for has been what we call incitement, and you also have incitement laws, and that is when you try to get people to be violent against a certain group of people. You also have those very same laws.
Okay, so as far as like people being agitators, you're saying that they do get arrested if they, don't follow the guidelines. So you pretty much confirm that.
Hold on. I got to read two Venmos. I'm sorry. Julie, thank you so much for the 5 on Venmo. It says, sent a guest request a few minutes ago by accident, found you for the first time today, and wanted to send a little support from a fellow member of the LGBT plus community. Julie, thank you so much. You're the best. W Julie in the comments. That really means a lot. Let me just read one more and you guys can go. And I got to get to a new guest soon because it's really annoying doing this headphone bullshit thing. Tammy, thank you for the 5 on the Blue Out with the B. I don't know why I said that, just Venmo. So it's FBI is going to people's houses about their social media posts. So that shit is happening here now thanks to Trump. This is very true.
Well, this is the thing that I want to say. Are you aware, person that we're talking to, that when JD Vance visited the UK on vacation, prior to his visit, the US Secret Service, accompanied by the British police, went round to people's homes in the village that he was staying in to ask them about their social media accounts?
In the UK?
Yeah, JD Vance. His Secret Service asked the
inquire
police
about how it's working as far as like,
No,
offenses, or
no.
like just to figure out, hey, are you guys doing right
No.
or wrong? Like, you gotta put context into it.
To check whether people had said bad things about the
I
American
don't want to hold
government
up,
or
because I know
JD
he doesn't want
Vance.
to hold up the phone, but maybe we can keep this conversation on another day where you have a better reception, because I am curious to find out how that is working, because, like I said, we are seeing differences over here as far as immigration policies with you guys as well. So I want to be educated.
Oh Lord. No, I just want to clarify. They were not going round and asking people about what they thought about social media. They were going round and asking people so they could check whether they had ever said anything bad about the American government or Donald Trump or JD Vance. That's what they were asking about. So your vice president, who apparently is so pro free speech, wasn't so free speech when he came to stay here and he wanted to know what everybody had said on social media.
All right, let's
Well, I mean,
all right,
that's
hold
the
on.
guidelines that you guys.
Hold on. I'm sorry. If we can't continue, I don't know if you have TikTok. If you go over to TikTok, it'll be a lot easier. I really need to change my setup as far as the YouTube call-ins because it gets really annoying doing what I'm doing. It's not the reception. It's something else. But anyways, I at least appreciate the conversation. If you have
Thank you, man.
if you have
Thank you so much.
if you have TikTok, just come over to that. Okay. Yeah, I need to get with Matt with politics about changing my setup because I know I've mentioned it numerous times, but like it's starting to get really annoying, and I feel like it would work out a lot better if we just had a better setup.
I want to point out that's not UK government guidelines. That was JD Vance's security detail going round to people's homes and being nosy about their social media in case they should be considered a threat. It was him being like, what the freak? And by the way, you can say anything you like about politicians on social media, because you can say anything what you like about. I mean, obviously, you can't say you're going to unalive them, but you can be critical of them.
Yeah, I don't know where they get this idea that you can't like say things on the internet in your country. All right, keep tapping and sharing, guys. What is it, 3:49 right now? I need to be done. I got a client at 4:30. I got to work out. I got a few actually starting with them, so I need to be done the latest by 4:20. So that is 30 minutes away. Yeah.
Well, it's 8:50, Doug, so you're late.
Thanks, Erica. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
Baldy Chris, everyone and anyone who happens to be here and is in the Clacton constituency, please vote for Count Binface.
Hey, Vanessa, I see you in a request box. Get the fuck out of the request box. If you're still watching. Yeah, guys, keep tapping and sharing, though. We can probably get to 200,000 likes by the time we leave. Chris, if you're in Tampa, I would be able to, but I don't think you are. No, I don't have to go far for my clients. The gym is like 5 minutes away, literally. So it works out.
I just ordered a ton of new exercise shorts, and I've put a pair of them on because it's too warm.
Exercise shorts? What kind of?
Well,
what
like
materials?
ones. Well, they have like a kind of cycling short inside,
Mm-hmm.
and then like a looser short. They're like double. They have a looser short in like a, I don't know what the material would be, something made in
Like
a
spandex, like spandex type,
well, no,
or
it's more like, it's probably more, I don't know, it's not t-shirt material, it's not cotton, it's some kind of high-tech shit.
high-tech shit.
Yeah, they're nylon, lycra inside, but like some kind of polyestery nylon-y crap on the outside. But I like them because I don't like the tops of my thighs, and the insidey bits cover the tops of my, yeah, like soccer shorts, but with a cycling short underneath. I don't think polyester is great for gynecological health, Katie. I wouldn't be wearing them to bed, you know.
I wouldn't know about that.
Oh no, Doug, factory made materials next to a vajayjay, not a good sitch.
Why? What happens?
Well, because she needs to breathe, Doug.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can see what you're talking about.
She needs to breathe.
Yeah, well, so does ours. I understand, but yours guys probably more. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, because if it doesn't breathe, it starts to get a smell. We don't want that, do we?
That is correct, Tammy. She can't be suffocated. She needs access to air. It's did you know you have to be careful? Like, if you have a bath, you have to be careful what products you use in the bath.
I'm aware of that, yeah.
Yeah, because it can affect the pH balance.
Yo, yes. I get that.
We have to think about these things. We have to consider them.
Yeah, guys, not so much. All right, guys. Again, if you have an issue with the LGBT plus community, hit the request button on TikTok, whether you did or did not vote for Trump. If you're on the tube, call on it.
What do you mean, why support Iran? Doug, are you supporting Iran?
No, not at all.
I'm also not supporting Iran. Amazing.
Fight that fucking guy up. It's just yet another example of them not understanding nuance at all. It's being stuck in this black or white thinking. Like, okay, if you're not for what Trump is doing with Iran, you must be pro-Iran. And like, there's nuance to it, and they just don't seem to understand that. Like, I don't understand what's so difficult.
Unless, of course, he thinks that the Iranian flag is the pride flag, in which case, no.
Check the Colombian Post story on LGBTQ parade in front of children. Thank you, Amanda. The Colombian Post story. What does that mean? Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. They literally chant that to Americans are wrong. Yeah, like nobody is. I don't want to say nobody, but like I don't really know anybody on the left that's pro-Iran at all. I just don't think we should be over there spending billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. Sorry, that much actually, on an area that we don't even have any evidence that they have nuclear weapons.
And by the way, when they chant that, it's not referring to like Americans as a people. It's talking about like American imperialism. And there have been a ton of groups in the Middle East who, don't get me wrong, have done terrible things, but they don't want American involvement in the Middle East.
Yeah. Yep. Not fake news, guys. I don't know if you guys know. Oh, shit. God damn it. What the fuck? Come on. Go. Swipe. What the fuck?
Where did Doug go?
I'm there. I'm here. Oh my god. I hate this iPad so much.
While Doug is teacupping, if you
God, I
could
hate this iPad.
tap the screen.
I'm here.
And share the live. I can hear you. I just can't see you.
I know. I hate this fucking iPad. God, I was going crazy when you guys didn't hear me or see me. Like, it just glitched out the iPad and just decided to go to the home screen. And I was swearing a lot. Good thing you guys didn't hear that. I got to get a new iPad. This is driving me insane that it does that. And it was frozen too, and it wouldn't let me go back on TikTok. I kept clicking, and I heard you say, "Where's Doug?" And I was starting to get so annoyed.
I hate anyone who doesn't know. Doug is quite highly strung. And Doug is quite. He's not laid back like me. He's very much a type A personality, and I'm a type B personality. I'm a go with the flow personality. Doug's like, I have to know what's going on at all times personality.
Yeah.
Are you a Virgo? Yeah, you are a Virgo, aren't you?
I am September 1st, yeah.
I forgot about that. You know that my whole family, now that my dad's gone, my entire family are Virgos apart from me.
Oh, really? What are you again?
I'm the dreaded Scorpio. But I have Virgo rising, which apparently means like my ambition is to be a Virgo. But actually I'm a Scorpio.
You're ambitious to be Virgo. 9999. What a birthday.
I passed my driving test on the 20th of the 2nd, 2002.
What? Oh, 3 years after she was born.
but that wouldn't work because in America, because you do your dates the wrong way round.
Oh yeah, you guys. Yeah, that's right.
We do it in order of size, not the month and then the day.
Size matters.
We go from smallest to largest, as opposed from medium to small to large, which obviously makes sense. Well, you're not really working, are you, Gregory? Because you're busy in the comments section.
Yeah,
I can tell. What I can tell you is this, Gregory. I wouldn't be paying you for your work right now because you're not concentrating on it.
Oh, we got somebody in the request box, and he's gone. Biggest to smallest for filing purposes. You can work and type, it's easy. Well, it's not just typing, you got to be paying attention. If he's typing, he's clearly not paying attention to what he's doing. Which I don't care, do what the fuck you want, but don't use the excuse that you're at work.
What
You're
if
fucking
his
typing
work?
away in a life.
What if his work is typing, and he should be typing something else, but instead he's typing this? That means he's not working. That means he's typing in here.
Greg, you can do whatever the hell you want, man. I don't think people are going to miss you or welcome you either way. Totally up to you, buddy. A real job. I love it when they say that. You don't have a real job, as opposed to a fake job. Whatever that might be. What is a fake job? For anybody that says like, "Oh, I don't have a real job," tell me what a fake job is. Tell me how that works.
I mean, I have a real job, but I finished it 3 hours ago.
CEO is a fake job.
Well, that's true, Dr. Dutch. King of England. King of England is a fake job. That is true.
That's funny. It's the same as a black job. Jesus. Yes, Wolf, that as well.
We had new people who are starting in September at work today, Doug, and we have a married couple, both starting.
Where
And
where at
at
your
work,
school? Okay.
yeah. And they didn't talk to anybody else apart from each other today. And I don't think that's the way to go about it if you're starting a new job in a new place. Like only talking to your spouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was a bit like, no, that wouldn't have been my choice.
Yeah.
Why do you need me to say this is an outrage, Carl? Oh,
Thanks, Lindsay.
Nigel Farage claims to be an MP when actually he's spent 26 weeks out of the last year doing private work for companies.
Who's this?
Do you know who Nigel Farage is?
Yeah.
Okay, so he just resigned as an MP because he's being investigated by the Parliamentary Standards Committee because he accepted two separate £5 million donations and didn't declare them.
Oh,
So
okay.
you have to declare everything to the Parliamentary Standards Committee, even if you got it within a certain time, like of standing for election, because it could mean you've been bribed to stand for election or whatever. And he
Sounds like
didn't
something
declare
Trump
it.
would do.
Well, he
Sounds
didn't
like something
declare
Trump would
it.
do.
So he's resigned, which forces a by-election, like a special election. But he's standing in the special election. And all the other main political parties have said, we're not going to run anyone against him because this whole thing is a farce. The only person who's running against him is a comedy candidate called not Nigel Farage, although he is a comedy candidate, called Count Bimface, who probably is the person who he stood for London Mayor, he stood in a variety of different constituencies in the UK. And he's basically a character who has a garbage can on his head. Wouldn't it be lovely if Count Bimface beat Nigel Farage in the election? I just think it would be awesome.
When is the election?
I don't know. He only resigned couple of days ago. It'd probably been 6 weeks. They're normally 6 weeks.
Okay.
I'll Google Count Binface and show him to Doug.
Count bin. No, I can do it. Count bin face. What the fuck? That looks fucking ridiculous. Fuck. It's so stupid. Okay then. All right. Interesting. Yeah, I like why? Like why? Hey guys, we're still looking for ups, by the way. Again, we are looking for anybody that has an issue with the LGBT plus community. If you're on TikTok, hit the request button. If you're on the tube, call on and phone numbers in the comments. Yes, it's on Wikipedia.
Caitlin, I would say the opposite. I would say that humanity isn't fucked. Because in British elections, because we have multiple parties, we have a rich history of like comedy, kind of unserious people standing for election. We have a whole party called the Monster Raving Loony Party. And they've stood in elections for a really long time. I want him as MP as well, Meg.
My sides hurt. Thank you, Evil. You know what I have not done in a while? I realized I have not done a fitness live where I respond to fitness questions. I realize I've not done that in the longest time. Maybe I can do that at some point. We shall see.
Doug, you know people only watch your fitness lives when you wear grey sweatpants.
I have grey sweatpants on right now.
I knew you did. That's why I said it.
These ones, these ones don't show as much. I do have another pair where it shows quite a bit, but this one, this is like a thicker pair. So, yeah. Anyways,
I might make my PFP count bin face for the foreseeable. Actually,
you should. I would like that.
Yeah, I might do. I might do that when I get off the live and make my PFP count bin face.
Perfectly. Yeah, it can be a little hot, but when you're inside, it's fine. During the summer, I try to minimize being outside. It's only like to my car and from the car, typically. I can't do it, guys. It's not appropriate on TikTok. It's not appropriate. My account will get taken down. I did used to have another platform for that type of stuff, but that was a while ago.
A grown-up platform.
That was a while back. It's still there. I just don't use it. Like it still exists. Maybe one day I'll pick it back up.
Does it still have content on it?
Yes. Yeah. No. It's the account still exists. Yeah. It's just I just don't use it at all anymore. But yes, it still has content. I did, Meg. People just kept out. This was like 2 years ago. It was like right after I got out of a relationship too. So it was like good timing. But yeah, they asked for it, so I gave them what they wanted.
RC wouldn't like that, Doug.
No, RC would not like that one bit. Well, no, he wouldn't. I was gonna say maybe he would like it. He's an interesting guy. I'm such a people pleaser. I know, Andrew. I know.
I think you used the word interesting in a strange way.
He did? Or I did?
No, I think you do. He's not interesting. He's batshit crazy.
Yeah, I don't use interesting in like the literal way. I use it like I don't know how I use it, but I do use it like atypically. I think this is a friendly that requested. Hey, how are you?
Hello, W, you doing alright in 21? I just wanted to let you know a bit of info, like, in case you haven't heard of it. Erica, have you once heard of Reform making a joke about melting certain people to fill potholes or whatever?
I'm assuming certain people is Count Binface.
Yeah, because I'm just saying that in case TikTok might misflag something. And then apparently I heard that Donald Trump once made a joke out in public that he wanted to have 3 SOMEs with his eldest sons.
Oh, I've never heard him say that. But it wouldn't surprise me.
Well, in quotes, he turned around and said, "As I see 2 of my most beautiful sons, I will give one to myself and give one to them, and we'll have a THREESOME." That's what he said.
Oh dear.
And there's people still having doubt, like that is this and that. But let's not forget about when he once made like the comments about his daughter.
Hold on, I gotta read the super chat. I'm sorry.
Hold
on. I gotta read something. Yeah, no problem. I'll go ahead and bring it out. Take care, okay? Hey, the jocular jurist. Thank you for the $5 super chat on the tube. That's really, really kind of you. It says, "What's your go-to dinner when you are on a cut? I got to drop 80 pounds, and I don't want to get bored of my dinners again." I don't really do any like strict meals or strict diets, honestly. I think for your average person, it's probably better to be more flexible with those types of things rather than like doing a strict meal plan. I know very few people that can stick to meal plans, like strict meal plans, like indefinitely. It usually doesn't end too well. So I would recommend, especially if you're trying to lose 80 pounds, first and foremost, you have to be on in a caloric deficit to lose weight, right? So like that's the first requirement. Having said all of that, it is good to track your calories. You can use something like MyFitnessPal or a different app to track your calories, because at the end of the day, that's what it does come down to. Like if you're trying to save money, right, you should probably track like how much money you're taking in, where you spend your money. So same thing with calories. Having said all that, I understand that tracking calories can be a little tedious, I guess. And since you have to lose 80 pounds, you probably don't need to make major changes at first. You can simply just cut out like liquid calories. That'd be my first suggestion. Cutting out liquid calories, because that'll cut out a bunch. And that also includes putting stuff in your coffee, like cream, sugar, whatever. And then if you use like oils when you cook, I would minimize those also quite a bit. And that's just one or a couple things you can do to lose weight pretty quickly at first. Hope that answers it.
Do you know, Doug, I drink liquid calories now because my stomach must have shrunk quite substantially since I've lost weight, because I can only eat half a meal.
Is that a good thing, or
well,
like that you only can eat half a meal? Yeah, well, no, that's true.
Food.
Yeah.
But I supplement with liquid calories because otherwise I'm not having enough.
Tina, I think you accidentally requested. Remember, guys, we are looking for opposition. Oh my god, I need to leave in like 10 minutes. Let's find somebody to raid real quickly. We won't end it just yet, but just somebody to raid. Joey, we can raid Joey if you guys know him. Let me find his handle though. Is it Joey_does_it?
Joey_does_it, yeah.
Okay, we'll raid him as Joey_does_it. He typically talks about immigration, as far as I know. But good creator, give him a follow. Again, not just yet, but just prepared to raid him. Jocular, thank you again for the $5 super chat. It says, "I appreciate you. I dropped nearly 100 pounds not long ago. It's really, really good. Congrats." And then jumped up 80 when life hit me like a ton of bricks. I understand that. And looking for advice. Thank you. Yeah, hopefully what I said helps. Eric, I know you were trying to speak, and then Jocular, I can respond back to you.
All I was going to say was that Joey is also an outstanding human.
I don't really know him too well, to be honest. I know I follow him. I think he follows me back. I've listened to his lives a little bit. I just really don't know him super well. Maybe I'll try to join one of his lives one of these days or something like that. Joey who? Well, his name is Joey Does It. It's not his official name, but it's his TikTok name.
So Joey is a DACA recipient. So he's not a US citizen, but he's lived in the US the vast majority of his life. And
I did not know that.
He has no path to citizenship because DACA recipients have no path to citizenship. So if the government decides not to renew his DACA status, he could be deported at any time. So obviously immigration is something that is very important to him.
Yeah, that makes sense. That really makes sense. I give a fuck about your traditional views. You will not rule my life. Okay. Where is this? I'm trying to find something here. Again, guys, if you've enjoyed live, click the red follow button in the top left of TikTok. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to find an app. I have too many fucking apps on my phone. Oh, that's the name of it. There it is. I was trying to find the app where you have to put in that number, the authenticator thing. Couldn't think of the name, but I got it now.
I have to do that at work every morning.
Hold on, I got to memorize this code. You have to do that every morning?
Every
Really?
morning, yeah. So that I can access my email and all of the kids' records.
Okay. Sorry, I was trying to find my old account that we were talking about. Somebody asked about it, and I just didn't remember any of my password information. It's the same name as all of my other stuff, guys. If anyone's interested, it's the same name. That's it. Did I see the last super chat? Oh shit, sorry. No, I did. I read it out loud. Thank you, Phoebe. I read it out loud. Yeah, so Jackler, let me respond back to you. So you lost 100, gained back 80, but that's still a net 20 difference, though, so that's still great. And yes, I understand life can happen. And it's easy to sort of like let things go, but I think a lot of people fall into that all or nothing mindset when it comes to like dieting type stuff or fitness stuff or really anything in general. And I would urge you to like don't let perfection become the enemy of good. Right? Like just because you're not doing what's quote unquote perfect, that doesn't mean that you can't make decent progress or some progress at all. So try to keep that in mind. I know it's hard to get out of that mindset though. See ya, Erica. Thank you for joining. All right, guys. Well, I should probably end it because I hate when I have to rush to the gym, and I always do that. Like I end this and I need like rush so quickly. So, thanks everybody for watching. We're going to be rating Joey. It's Joey_does it. Give me a follow here if you guys enjoy live. If you watched on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. I appreciate everybody who sent in super chats, anybody who Venmoed, anybody who sent in any gifts, and just anybody who just participated in the live. It really means a lot. Oh, guys, I am going on vacation tomorrow, so my schedule is probably going to be a little bit different. I don't know when I'll be able to be live. I mean, maybe tomorrow, possibly. We'll see, but just join Discord. I'll always let you guys know ahead of time. And if you don't want to join Discord, which is in the link in my bio, on TikTok, you can join the bulletin board by clicking my profile picture in the top left. All right, guys, take care. Thanks for watching. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day.